It's time for Sports Day.
Beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Like the Bon Jovi song says, we are living on the edge. That is right. We're right on the edge right now, about to peek over and see what's on the other side. Big weekend. First things first, tonight, 8 o'clock, Hurricanes, Tigers, Clemson Tigers to be exact, Hard Rock Stadium. Hurricanes win, and hey, it was just kind of a bump in the road. You made a mistake against Georgia Tech. We're all humans. That's why pencils have erasers. We went up to North Carolina, top 10 undefeated ranked team. Okay, we lost, but we're back right where we need to be, defeating Clemson, getting a win. We're okay. You lose, though, and you're on a downward spiral. Not very pretty. All of a sudden, things are looking really ugly. Your wins aren't that good after all. Texas A&M's okay. Temple's absolutely terrible. We're going to get into that in a couple of minutes. And you're just saying we are spiraling down. What is going on? Miami Dolphins win tomorrow against the Philadelphia Eagles. We're great. We beat the Super Bowl NFC runner-up team at their place with the hostile crowd. The one loss to the Bills, hey, that's the NFL. Any given Sunday, that was a tough one. They game plan better than us, but we're good. You lose, though. You have not defeated a team with a winning record this year, and teams without physical you all year long. We're living on the edge, Vlad. My cousin Vladimir Lewisson joins me. I am Dan Day. We are living on the edge right now. Things on the other side might be really good. Things also on the other side might not be very good come Monday morning. Living on the edge.
Let's see here. You don't want to be on a 3-game losing streak.
No.
After a bye.
No.
Because that unbended, not taking a knee is gonna that's still gonna fester in people's minds still. So a win over Clemson, ending the bullies of the ACC. You know, I think that especially at home, it would get the fan base back again. This Miami Philly game is. You're talking about a Super Bowl preview. You're talking about the runner-up in the MVP last year against everybody's MVP favorite in Tua. You're talking about the Saban Bowl. Like there's a lot here, but people will start talking about the Dolphins if they lose, and if they lose or the way they lose. If they lose by double digits, people are going to start talking about, the Dolphins could beat on the weak teams of the NFL, but when they go against stiffer competition, plus that they, they can't, they're not able to win. So therefore, this will shut up a lot of the people and really start the hype train for the Dolphins if they could beat the team that many consider to be a co-favorite in the NFC.
No matter what, people are going to be talking about Dolphins Monday, win, lose, or draw. People are going to be talking about the Dolphins. Hopefully, Canes can get things done, and we'll be talking good about them on a Monday. Lots of other things going on in the sports world, which we'll get to right now in the headlines. The Panthers, they won their home opener Thursday night, 3-1 against the Maple Leafs. Next up, the Canucks. That is tonight at 7 o'clock. Get that two-game home win streak. There was a home crowd advantage, I'll tell you, Thursday night at Emirates Bank Arena. That place was loud, it was rocking, and there was not, for the first time in a long time, a lot of Maple Leafs fans in the house. They were Panthers fans, and they were chanting, "We want Florida. We want Florida." Because remember, the Maple Leafs fans, they were feeling themselves after they finally won a playoff series for the first time in 20 years. I know the Panthers recently did that too, nonetheless. They started chanting that, and they got us. And they were lucky to get one win. That gentleman's sweep was so good. Telling you, Panthers crowds this year, if they keep playing like they did Thursday night. Now, I know the road trip to open the season was a little, but it's a road trip to open the season. If they play like that at home, these crowds are going to be electric all year long. Emirates Bank looking great too, by the way. Since the name change, they really put some money into it. It looks super nice, man. So hopefully tonight, 7 o'clock, our sister station, 790, they'll be covering that. Great stuff. Doug Plagans, always great. Tomorrow, 8:20, a matchup between two former Alabama teammates when Tua and the Dolphins face Jalen Hurts and the Eagles in Philadelphia. The Eagles are 2-point favorites. We've talked about this storyline before, Vlad. Tua Tagovailoa took that man's job.
He did. Made him go to Norman.
Got drafted higher than he did.
Yeah, but he got paid though.
Jalen Hurts, though, got that contract.
And he led his team to a Super Bowl.
Got that ring.
Well, not a ring.
Oh, he's got a ring for the NFC
Yeah,
Championship.
you don't want to. You're not really bragging about that. But
I mean, it's more than Tua's got.
he led his team to a playoff win and a Super Bowl appearance, and he got paid. So think life is even out for both men.
And if both guys tell you, no, it's just another week, or we don't play against each other, BS. If they're not saying,
You wildin'. Tua has a chance to say, I beat Mac Jones and Jalen Hurts.
yeah,
I beat I'm the Alabama. I'm the biggest Bama in Alabama.
It's so silly. People are like, no, we don't even, we play on, I'm quarterback. We're never on the same field at the same time. We don't even think like that. These are the most competitive people in the world. To think that they don't think that, you're crazy. You wilding out. You're wrong. They care. Jeremy Shockey is today's captain, honorary captain
Nice.
for the
Cool
Canes
shock power.
Clemson game tonight. That is going to be at 8 o'clock right here on 560 WQAM. Pregame going to follow us at 4 o'clock. This is a tough stat to swallow, though, Vlad. A win today would be the first ACC home win for Miami under the Mario Cristobal era, as they lost all 4 last season, and, of course, Georgia Tech earlier this year.
That's nasty work, man. He's got to get a win.
Whew.
Oh, wow.
I checked that stat like 4 times. It just didn't seem right.
Yeah, when we said it yesterday on the Tobin and Leroy show, it was like, wait a minute, really? And it's like, damn, you're right.
True story. Ouch.
And the last game went home was nasty.
Still should have gotten that win. The Heat fell to the Rockets 110-104 last night. RJ Hampton led the team with 17 points. Season officially opens Wednesday, 7:30 against the Pistons. That is at the Kaseya Center. I'm expecting that place by the middle of the first quarter to be loud and crazy. Not at the very beginning of the game. We are in Miami after all, but the middle of the first quarter. I mean, it's true. Do you really think people are going to get there on time?
They should.
Once again, do you really think people are going to get there on time?
Yes, I think they should. Wednesday night? Yeah, I think they should.
My bet is that
They won't, but they should.
Okay, I didn't say, did you think? I asked you, did you think, or they should? Should and thinks are two different things. It is said that the Heat have privately let it be known that they are not pursuing James Harden in a trade. They said they might be possibly open to being part of a 3-way trade, but they do not directly want James Harden on this Heat team. Yeah, we'll see how it goes. So,
I think strip clubs in South Florida would love James Harden.
give it a couple of weeks. Let's see how we start the season. If we start pretty good, we don't need James Harden. If we start, because we really don't know what we have. Because
No, you don't want James Harden. Listen, James Harden's going to disappear in the playoffs, and you guys will be so upset, okay? When there's a game 6 and he shoots 3 for 15, and then you see him at Tootsie's or at the Cheetahs, you're not going to be happy with that.
the man deserves his own life, though.
And not the way fans think.
I mean, that guy, he's just sitting there in Philadelphia. No one wants him, and he doesn't want to play for Philadelphia.
He said he was lied to.
He was probably lied to. I will give him credit. I don't think he's lying about that.
I don't think he's lying.
Pretty
about
sure
that
Morey
either.
told him, yeah, we'll do you right. We'll get you out of here. We'll get you to the Clippers, and then did him dirty. So don't like being lied to. It's cost him a ton of money, but a man of his morals, I guess, convictions. Kim Ng turned down an interview with the vacated Boston Red Sox GM job. Details have emerged that her and Bruce Sherman differed in opinions when it comes to not just the team's direction, but also some of the personnel. Apparently, he wanted to fire some of the scout personnel, and Kim Ng liked the scouts. And that's just part of maybe the straw that broke camel's back. A lot of things going on, but interesting. You thought Kim Ng would be one of the top candidates for that Boston Red Sox GM opening. She's not even interviewing for it. She said she doesn't want to even interview.
That's right.
You always take the interview, right?
Show loyalty. Remember
Oh, the Yankees.
Remember who hired you?
You really think
The Yankee captain hired you?
she really is showing that much loyalty to the Yankees?
No, but I just like to say that.
Okay, well, that's true.
I don't know that for a fact, but I just like to say it. It
If
sounds good.
it's true, well, there you
And if
go.
it's true,
That's
there
deep.
you go.
That's deep.
Yeah, that's right. The hate, the hate runs deep, man.
In Game 3 of the NLCS, the Diamondbacks tied their series with the Phillies 2-2,
Game 4.
winning 6-5. I'm
Game
sorry,
4.
that is Game 4 because that would make it decided 2-2. My headlines have been having slept in 4 days. They
You
play
know?
again tonight at 8. The Astros have now won 3 in a row against the Rangers in the ALCS, winning 5-4 last night. The series is 3-2, with Houston looking to close it out tomorrow at 8.
I will say this. I watched both games yesterday. Those were 2 great playoff games. We missing out if you're not watching these this postseason. I wasn't a big fan because a lot of the good teams got eliminated. But this Diamondback Philly series, the Diamondbacks have shown a lot of heart. Come back. They could have been swept already. I know Philly fans must be upset. Oh, it must be. Listen, hey, Fins fans. Sorry, Trevor. Hey, Fins fans, make it a disgusting weekend for Philadelphia. Have the Diamondbacks beat the Phillies 3 games in Arizona, and then give the Eagles a second consecutive defeat.
Man, there might be some suicides going on in Philadelphia.
We're not advocating that, but I'm just saying.
I will say this: both series after the first 2 games, I thought they were both over. I was like, well, we're gonna get Rangers and Phillies.
I thought we were gonna get Rangers Phillies too, and I thought even the Phillies went to Arizona. They were leading I believe they were leading 3-1 or whatever, 3-1 going into the 8th, and then Diamondbacks came back and won. And same thing happened last night. And that Houston Texas series yesterday, they were throwing there was home runs, there was swings, there was fights.
Yeah, we're gonna get into the fight in just a little bit. I liked
buddy,
it.
I like that.
I'll tell you, never count out Jose Altuve. Another home run.
Yo, this pains me to say.
Wins the game.
It hurts.
9th inning.
The way they've just they've eliminated my Yankees so many times in the past 6 seasons, but they're on their verge of going to the World Series 5 times in the last 7 years.
3 in a row.
3 in a row. God, listen, take that scandal. I'm upset that they never got the virtual. They never got.
Yeah, because no one's ever stolen signs in baseball.
No, but they never got the virtual that the fans would have given them because of COVID. Remember that year COVID happened, so there were no fans in the stadiums, and it was a shortened season. It was a 60-game season. Marlins made.
I think there's only like Jose Altuve left on that team too, so now you really can't.
Is it?
Yeah.
No, Bregman. Oh
yeah, Bregman too. Bregman was
right. That's what I'm saying. That's a great point, Dan. That you took. Like I was just about to say that too.
You can't really boo the guys.
You can't boo the guys. Like Carlos Carrera went to Minnesota. Like a lot of the guys have
Springer.
Springer went to Toronto. A lot of the guys are no longer with the team. But say what you want, and guess what? Dusty Baker, man.
That's my dude.
That's a hell of a manager.
That's a great guy, man. He's always having fun. Rumors persist that Luis Suarez will join Inter Miami next season as his contract in Brazil is up. Tata Martino says the team has a plan with or without him going forward. We do know going forward, Lionel Messi will play in what is a meaningless game for Inter Miami tonight as they close out the season against Charlotte at 6 o'clock.
Not meaningless for Vlad since I got to work that game. I got to produce it. Yeah. No, it's good to know that Messi will be there.
Prep star Booker Pickett Jr. has committed to the U. The 4-star edge rusher is from the Tampa area. More recruits to the U, more better. I'm telling you right now.
I need more wins.
Love it. We're going to get one tonight. Let's go. Speaking of going, let's go to the day spa. A Washington, D.C. couple got trapped at the top of the Eiffel Tower. So while waiting to be rescued, the man asked his lady to marry him, and she said yes.
I mean, can't get no more romantic spot than that to do it. You sure they were really trapped? This was not a plan. That was his thing.
All I'm saying is, I don't know about that, but I could find more constructive ways to pass my time if I'm trapped at the top of the Eiffel Tower.
I mean, there's eyes.
I'm still saying more constructive things than to get engaged.
No, he maybe wanted to marry. But by the way, how did he have the did he have the ring?
No. He just got down on the knee and said, "Oh, I love you. When you marry me?" A knee is a knee. A knee is a knee. We know that.
Yeah, at least
the Hurricanes.
He took the knee. That was a good knee. Because look, she said I do. She said yes. Hey, by the way, look.
The ramifications of taking a knee and not taking a knee sometimes are very deep.
What if she said no?
You're trapped up there.
And you still trapped
you
up
jump.
there.
Just jump.
My God.
Just jump. Just
You're
jump.
trapped up there. She said no.
Just make the jump. That's all I say. All I got to say is, man, Tua Tagovailoa has been sweet this year. Hopefully he'll be sweet again tomorrow against Philadelphia Eagles when the whole world is watching. We're going to talk about the season Tua is having and maybe some of the MVP ramifications next here on 560 WQAM. Back on a Saturday, 560 WQAM. This is Sports Day. Vladimir Lusson. I am Dan Day. Coming up tonight, Hurricanes, Clemson Tigers. Is it a terrible night for the Clemson Tigers where basically their dynasty officially comes to an end with the Hurricanes win? The Hurricanes, do they say, hey, what's in the past is in the past? We took care of Clemson. We haven't beaten them in a long time. Get our first ACC win at home for Mario Cristobal. And by the way, looking okay. Or do they say, ooh, we're downward spiraling, 3 losses in a row after a open date? We're going to find out soon. Coming up at 4 o'clock, we've got pregame for the Miami Hurricanes and Clemson Tigers. But let's talk about tomorrow. Big game, 8:20. All eyes are watching. Miami Dolphins, Philadelphia Eagles could be a prequel to the Super Bowl later on this year. Could actually be Tua Tagovailoa's statement game that I am going to be the MVP of this league. Right now, if you're a betting man or woman, smart bet to bet Tua Tagovailoa going to win MVP. ESPN ranking him number 1 most likely to win MVP. Listen to these stats, Vlad. So far through these 6 games, 1,876 passing yards, 14 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, 74.7 QBR, plus 21 rushing yards. He's favored. And you know why? Because those stats I just told you.
And also, the Dolphins have the top offense in the league, and you're looking at a league right now where the scoring is really, really down. It's one of the lowest scoring years in the NFL. But you know one team that doesn't have a problem scoring? Team down here in South Florida.
Your Miami Dolphins.
Oh, your Miami Dolphins.
Here's what it says. Tua Tagovailoa leads the most high-powered offense the NFL has seen since the greatest show on turf, hence the greatest show on surf. Miami has the second most total yards, 2,992 through 6 games ever. That's not just this year, ever, behind only the Rams in 2000. And leads the league in scoring this season with 37.2 points per game. That's nearly a touchdown more than the next closest offense, the 49ers, with 30.7. Tagovailoa has been ranked in the top 5 of Caesar's MVP odds for consecutive weeks. He leads the league in touchdown percentage, 7.1%, and is third in QBR, 74.7, and the 25-year-old is the only quarterback to throw for at least 3 touchdowns in 3 games this season. He is dialed in. Absolutely.
Yeah, he's second year in this offense, an offense that Mike McDaniel has tailored for him, and he knows the guys very well. And the ball, I mean, he has a quick release. Tua's playing, he's quarterbacking. The man is quarterbacking, and that's, you can't knock him for that. Like, there's nothing you can say. No more. There's no worry about the man's arm. There's no more worry about can he quarterback, his size, everything like that. And knock on wood right now, the first 6 weeks, his health has been great. The offensive line has done a good job for the most part of keeping him upright. But tomorrow night, you are going against one of the best front fours in the NFL.
One of the best defenses.
And one of the best defenses. Their secondary can be had. So if the Dolphins' offensive line, I think the battle is between the offensive line of the Dolphins and the defensive line of the Eagles. If the Dolphins' offensive line can do a good job, they don't have to do a great job, just a good job. I think Tua's going to find those guys. He's going to find Waddle. He's going to find Tyreek. He's going to find Berrios. He's going to find those guys, and it's going to be an up and down game. If that front four of Philly starts dominating, the Dolphins' offensive line don't want to give the Eagles the ball because they're going to run the ball. That's my fear. And on the other side, the fear is though their offensive line against the Dolphins' defensive line, if they run the ball. I mean, I will not forget because I had money on the game. Monday night game between the Buccaneers and the Eagles, they got the ball with 9 minutes left, and the Buccaneers were trying to make a comeback, and they ran the ball 9 minutes. Like, they ran the game. That was it. 9 minutes.
I mean, how do you beat a team that has a really good offense like the Dolphins?
Run the ball. Keep the ball away.
Ball.
Keep the ball away from them. That's why I figure.
Take the air out the ball, run the ball, convert third downs, keep the ball out of their hands.
Dolphins, yes. Because if there's any 3 and outs or there's like 3rd and longs and anything like that, and they put they bring the pressure, it's gonna be it could be a tough game for the Dolphins. So it's battle on the line of scrimmage. Dolphins offensive line against the Eagles defensive line.
Let me give you a caveat towards Tua Tagovailoa winning this year's NFL MVP. Besides the health thing, of course, everybody has to stay healthy and play to win the MVP. That's a given. There have not been many MVP caliber games this season to start his campaign. All that can change tomorrow night, though.
And also,
Listen,
I
they say
mean,
a 309 4-touchdown performance against the Broncos, which the Dolphins won
right,
by 50 points, is certainly top of the list.
I'm trying to think of
Not sexy.
primetime games. I can't remember a really good Tua primetime game yet.
Nope. Tua completed 88.5% of his passes that day against the Broncos. And when Miami needed him most in week 6, down 14-0 against the Panthers, he threw for 262 yards, 21 for 31 passing, 3 touchdown passes, and no interceptions to earn the Dolphins their 5th win. I'll tell you right now, those two, although they are some of his best games, not very sexy.
No, but that's what I'm saying. So the sexy game is going to be, a nationally televised game against a team like the Eagles, where if you put up those numbers, there's no way there's no way anyone could say, oh, he's not the guy.
Yeah, well, I would argue that the sexiest game would be against the Chargers in the beginning of the year.
But what I'm saying, it was a nationally televised game.
Right. This is all eyes on me.
All eyes on me.
8:20 against the NFC defending champions.
West Coast is watching you. The Central Time Zone, Mountain, everybody's watching you. You're the only game in town. The only game on TV. They're all watching you.
This is your statement game. Go out there, ball out. You don't have to have the gaudiest numbers, but be the better quarterback. Win the game. You can solidify yourself as the favorite for the MVP.
He did have a good game against the Patriots. That was a great game.
Didn't score a ton of points. They kind of handcuffed him a little bit.
But he won. But this is a one where you could say, like, if you, especially.
But once again, you beat a team that only has one win. Let's say it's not that sexy.
But it was week 2.
Yeah, once again.
It was week 2.
But those 3 games are not that sexy. The Chargers, at least, some people give them some credit for that, I would say. But nonetheless, none of them are sexy. Tomorrow night could be the sexy game.
Well, because of like you said, you painted the background earlier when you said the Saban Bowl, Hurts versus Tua. I took your job. I made you go to Norman.
I'm still better than you.
I got drafted higher than you.
I'm gonna get paid more than you.
And then he said, "All right, that's cool. That's cool. I led my team to the playoffs quicker than you. I won playoff games faster than you. I took my team to the Super Bowl faster than you. I was second in MVP before you. I got the big bag before you. Yeah.
Although actually, it's better to get the big bag after someone nowadays because it's always going to be more.
We'll see.
I'm telling you, man.
We'll see.
Well, number 2 in ESPN's MVP, Patrick Mahomes, for obvious reasons. Number 3, this one's a big question mark, Christian McCaffrey. We don't know how he's going to go with that oblique, but he was having a great season. Number 4, Josh Allen. We know what he can do. And number 5, Jalen Hurts. Which is somewhat
that's crazy. My man is 7-7, and I'm not talking about the
7 touchdowns, 7 interceptions.
Yeah, he's 7-7. He's not taking. I'm not talking about doers in the 7-up here. You know what I mean? So I don't understand how he's 5th in MVP.
This is the one I like. Topping the honorable mention list, the guy who I said at the beginning of the season should win MVP. Probably won't. We'll talk about how he could. It's going to take a lot. Our very own Tyreek Hill. Here we go. This is what they say on ESPN. Remember when Hill vowed to have 2,000-yard season? Yeah, we remember that. We agreed with him, right? Both of us? Yes. The league's top receiver is on pace to get there with 42 catches, 814 yards, and 6 touchdowns through 6 games. That is the second most yards by any receiver through 6 games ever. Hill leads the NFL in receiving yards per game, 135.7, and yards after the catch, 336. And he has turned 35 receptions into first downs, tied for first. He is the wideout whom no defense wants to face. Dare you to put Darius Slay one-on-one tomorrow against Tyreek Hill. I dare you to put anybody from the Eagles one-on-one with Tyreek Hill tomorrow. You better have a good push with that front 4 because you're playing a dangerous game of Russian roulette. I dare you. Dare you don't scheme against Tyreek Hill. Let your guy just have his talent against his talent. What you think, Vlad? You don't think Tyreek Hill, the cheetah, starts throwing up the deuces early and often?
We'll see. I don't know. I don't know how the Eagles gonna defend that. Their secondary is kind of suspect. It's been suspect. And you got, not only you have Tyreek, you have to deal with, you got Waddle as well, and Mostert. You got a lot of speed that's going to be on that field. It's going to be a good game. A lot of athletes. It's going to be like Alabama. It's like the NFL version of Alabama versus Georgia.
What would it take for Tyreek Hill to win the MVP? Because, of course, you'd have to figure that Tua would be the one throwing it to him and his numbers would continue to escalate. What if Tyreek Hill...
You want to know how the only way Tyreek Hill can win MVP?
He has to have a bunch of signature catches.
No, because then who's throwing him the ball?
Well, I know that's what I'm saying, but I'm not finished.
Mike White would have to be the quarterback.
Right, and if that happened, we don't need to see that. But
that's the only way.
And I'm not saying knocking Mike White. I'm saying we need Tua and Tagovailoa in there if we're going to want to try to win a championship.
There's no way we when we were talking about this yesterday, there was no if he's catching 2,000 yards.
That's not the question I asked you. I said, what does he need to do to win?
There's nothing he can do.
Nothing. So you're telling me if he has signature catches all over the place,
who's throwing him the ball?
Doesn't matter. What if he starts returning kicks?
What do you mean doesn't matter? You can't catch the ball.
What if he starts returning kicks? You're not listening. You're not answering any questions that I ask you.
Returning kicks? So wait, so all of a sudden Nebraska Barrios is not returning kicks now?
What if they say, look, Tyreek Hill, we need your explosiveness.
No. Now you throwing things into it. Now, okay, why don't you know what?
I asked you a tough question. What would it take?
That ain't no tough question. I just told you the damn answer. Ain't nothing he can do.
And I said, what would it take?
The only way he could be MVP is if Tua Tagovailoa got hurt.
Okay, then that's your answer.
That's the only way. But you're not saying, well, what if he punch return? Oh, what if he
kick return?
What are you gonna say now?
Starts playing quarterback?
Yeah, man, come on, man.
Come on.
Stop. What is he, Troy Brown now? You gonna make him Troy Brown?
The man can do it all.
Oh, please.
He wants to win MVP.
Get out of here, man.
He wants to do a lot of things.
Tua's your MVP. The only way Tyreek is even sniffs MVP if something unfortunate happens to Tua, and he's still putting up those type of numbers with Mike White or who else is Skylar Thompson, whatever. Yeah, that's it.
Who was the last person to win MVP that wasn't a quarterback?
It was it Adrian Peterson?
Oh, okay, the year he almost had 2,000 yards.
Right, but his quarterback stunk. His quarterback wasn't putting up numbers.
So hard for anybody outside the quarterback to win MVP nowadays. It's the way the league is. That's the way it is. Speaking of the way it is, we're going to get into what we like next here on 560 WQAM.
Live or on demand? Just download the free Odyssey app and make WQAM your favorite station. And there we are, 24/7.
We are back on Sports Day 560 WQAM with Michael Zamblame and Louis Song. I'm going to go over what I like, some of the things we liked over the past week since we talked to you last. Whether you're listening on 560 WQAM, streaming us on the Odyssey app worldwide, maybe you're checking us out live on YouTube or Twitch, 560 WQAM. We appreciate you, and we appreciate our dude Channing Crowder, former Dolphin. Of course, he works here at 560. He does the whole afternoon show with Hawkman, Crowder, Solana, Jimmy Menthols. It was Alumni Day this past Sunday.
And they honored Zach.
The Dolphins game. They honored Zach Thomas. Of course, Channing
Hall of
Crowder,
Famer.
one of Zach Thomas's biggest fans. He was his teammate for a while. So I guess they said, we don't want Zach coming out and hyping up the crowd. Why not get Channing Crowder, a man of many talents, to come out and lead the capacity crowd in a Let's Go Dolphins chant? Let's go and hear what Channing had. I like it. I thought he did a good job. If you watch the video that's posted on YouTube, he's kind of dancing around. He's got a little two-step going on. And then the Dolphins went out and played pretty flat, pretty much the flattest they had begun a game.
So you're saying Channing's the reason why they started flat?
In no way, shape, or form.
I mean, you just said that.
No.
I mean, you said Channing got them started, get them in, and the
You're being very truculent today. I've noticed that. You okay, man?
I'm
you
just
okay?
I'm hearing what you said.
You did not let me finish my statement.
That's what you said.
Okay. And when I was going to finish my statement, they said they went out, had their slowest start of the year, down 14-0 to the Carolina Panthers. Mike Cunha, Hawkman, those guys were making fun of him, saying he's the reason why they started slow. I was here to tell you, no. He was doing his best. He was making it happen. He had nothing to do with the Dolphins coming out 14-0. Honestly, the Dolphins saw Carolina and said, we'll get started when we get started. No big deal. I just like the fact that Crowder was out there two-stepping. He grabbed his crotch at one point on that last Let's Go Dolphins. So I liked all that. Thought it was cool. Now, another thing that was really cool.
Did he really?
Yeah. Go look it up on YouTube when you get a chance. When we go to commercial, of course.
I'm not going to look it up. I trust you.
I'm saying, if you're watching this on YouTube and you're at home, when you go to commercial, you'll have a couple minutes. Go over, look for Channing Crowder, cheer, hyping up the crowd, whatever. You'll see him at the end. He kind of gets a little crutch grab in there, If that doesn't motivate the team, I don't know what is. Got a big man like that grabbing his crotch, screaming, "Let's go Dolphins." Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Another thing I like, Mike McDaniel. Mike McDaniel, let me tell you, man, he's aloof and he's kind of cool. He kind of talks in roundabout ways. But every once in a while, someone pushes his buttons. And Joe Shad recently asked him a question basically saying, is Tua just a system quarterback? Do you feel as though you could plug a lot of quarterbacks into your system and they'd be just as successful this season as one Tua Tagovailoa? And Mike McDaniel, Vlad, he was not having that.
My answer to that would be, who the F cares? Because it is a team. We're working together. And I know one thing, I've coached stuff a long time. I haven't seen people do what our guys do. And I mean, in a lot of experiences, to their credit, to their ability and their commitment to their craft. As a teammate, we're all dependent on each other. I'm not in any hurry to prove myself without those guys, because those are part of who we are.
Who the F cares? Thank you for editing yourself, by the way, Mike McDaniel. I love it. Not only does he stand up for his guy, but he also says it's a team game. I like it. He didn't like what Joe Shad was asking. And they say Joe Shad wasn't really, trying to pick at him, but I mean, I don't know. Someone asked me, do you think, the system that you have, anybody could be successful and help you out on the show? Is Vlad, just a system guy? I'd tell him, you know what? Who the F cares? We're a team. We do this together. Argue that, Vlad. Argue that.
That's funny.
I know it's good.
That's funny.
But I like that. Mike McDaniel kind of get a little chippy, a little salty. Tua Tagovailoa. Honestly, I do think Mike McDaniel is a genius, and then the way he draws up plays in his offensive mind. I still think if you put somebody in the system that is not as good as Tua, they will do less than Tua. I think Tua and Mike McDaniel are a perfect match. That's why it's been as successful as it's been. Now, on the other side of the ball, got some more good news from the Dolphins. Remember when Jalen Ramsey got hurt and he was talking about, you tell me when I can come back and I'll beat it. And you and I were like, whoa, no. Take your time. Well, apparently Jalen Ramsey knows a little better than us. He returned to the practice field this week. He's probably going to return to the field within the next 21 days. They're saying he might even play against the Raiders. Who the heck is this guy? Well, Mike McDaniel said he's starting to believe that Jalen Ramsey is what he says he is, an alien.
I mean, he literally called a shot. He called a shot, and you know we're in the business of doing everything that we can right by a player. So we're, you know, he's a member of this team, doing right by him. We're, you know, fair, but you know, not aggressive on target dates. And he told us before his surgery that he was going to. He kept telling me he was an alien. So I'm starting to believe him. And that's a cool thing for such a well-established player at the top of his game, for the whole team to see on how you attack things. And, you know, it's why when the time comes and he is on the field for an NFL game, we've talked about it at length, it'll be the most fun that he's ever had playing football, simply because of the perspective that you get when it's taken away and you have to diligently work minute by minute, hour by hour, day by day to put yourself in position for the opportunity for the window to be open to practice today.
All right, let's try to break that down in not a billion words, by the way. Basically, Jalen Ramsey says he's an alien, starting to believe him because he's worked so hard and gotten himself back into shape. It's almost not humanly possible to be back as soon as he's gotten back, and that his target date has really, really moved up. Is Jalen Ramsey an alien, Vlad?
No.
Oh.
But he's a freakish athlete.
Oh. Couldn't even give me that.
No.
I think he's an alien. Let's look at him. Look what he's done. Look who he is. If you say you're an alien, why would you lie about that? There you go.
What do you mean?
Why would you lie about being an alien? We all believe in aliens, so might as well just believe the man, or alien, or whatever he is. Alien. One of the main things we really liked over the past 24 hours, who says the Astros and the Rangers don't have a little bit of a rivalry? Nothing like getting thrown at and then maybe almost taking a swing at the catcher. Happened yesterday, Texas Rangers, Houston Astros.
Now 11 RBIs for the postseason, and the pitch hit him. Adolis starts jawing at Maldonado, and here come the benches as Adolis and Maldonado are separated by the home plate umpire, and there are players streaming from both sides. The bullpens are emptying right now as that pitch extremely inside, a fastball at 99 miles an hour, hitting Adolis Garcia, who perhaps admired his home run for a little too long as far as the Astros are concerned. The umpires are conferring right now to try and decide what to do in terms of possible ejections. And apparently Abreu has been thrown out of the game. Maldonado is walking over toward the Astros dugout as well. Dusty Baker is enraged. He is gesticulating wildly as he yells at the umpiring crew.
The big Cuban, the Rangers, Adolis Garcia hits a bomb. I didn't think his celebration was egregious. I don't know about you, Vlad, but apparently the Astros took a little offense to it. He came up next time, and if the pitcher says it got away from him, he is a bold-faced liar. He threw right at that man.
Oh no, he threw it right at him. But you got to make it seem like, I wasn't throwing at him, but yeah, he threw right at the man, and yeah, he has every reason to be upset.
So Adolis Garcia, kind of angry, turns to Maldonado, the catcher of the Rangers, and It's easy to tell Maldonado didn't want that smoke, and you know why.
Yo, you see the size of that man?
Right, but also, you know why you could tell Maldonado didn't want that smoke?
Why?
He didn't take his headgear off.
Oh, come on, man.
Someone turns to me and is like, says some words, and you want to throw, take your headgear off, let's go. He didn't take the, he said that with his head, oh, come on. Man, Adolis Garcia was mad. Bench is cleared. There was some yelling, but everybody knows fight in the postseason, not worth it, because if you get suspended for a game, it could cost you your season. Jose Altuve comes out there, hits a big home run in the bottom of the ninth. I know it drives you mad, Vlad, because Jose Altuve last night became the all-time leader in go-ahead home runs in postseason with 10, meaning that they showed montages over and over again of his 10 home runs that he has hit to help win games in the postseason. And the one that really stands out is the one that ended the Yankees season just a couple of years ago during COVID with the whole pitch stealing deal against Chapman. Aroldis Chapman?
Mm-hmm.
That's gotta hurt, Vlad. I gotta hate that. But love Jose Altuve.
Thanks for reminding me.
I mean, you saw it a lot last night, though, didn't you?
I didn't need to be reminded by it.
Sorry about that. Main thing is, Adolis Garcia wanted to throw punches because they threw at him. Gotta love bench cleared brawls, or at least almost brawls. Gonna get you caught up to date with everything that's happening here on 560 WQM in the South Florida sports world. Keep it tuned.
You're listening to the exclusive home of Miami Hurricanes football, AM 5.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
I'm so ready for this Hurricanes game coming up at 8 o'clock tonight. I'm also so nervous. I'm also really ready for this Dolphins game tomorrow night, 8:20. The whole world will be watching. I'm also a little bit nervous. I'm tired of this narrative. I don't know if you're tired of this too, Vlad. Clemson sucks. The Eagles suck this year.
Whoa,
It's a little bit of an overstatement.
I don't know.
doesn't
Clemson's
suck,
not the same Clemson.
but that doesn't mean they suck or they're not good. They're still a good team.
They're not the Clemson that we are used of seeing the past 10 years.
Nationally top 3 ranked.
Nationally top 5, top 3 ranked, national title, future first round quarterback, unbelievable players being drafted. I mean, crap, the Dolphins have one of them in the defensive line, in Christian Wilkins. So then they're not getting the same quality of players. So that's why a lot of people think that they've fallen off, but they don't suck. No. But here's the thing. They had 2 losses already, correct? They lost to Duke and they lost to Florida State, who are
barely lost to Florida State
in overtime, who are 2 of the best teams in the ACC. If they beat Miami and they've beaten Syracuse, they've beaten other teams. They can finish the year out winning the remaining games. And to us, a 2-loss season, to them, a 2-loss season would be bad. But to me, from the outside, I'm gonna be like, well, damn, they struggled early, but they got their act together. So therefore, a win for Miami to get their act back together and give Clemson 3 losses. That's a big, today's a big game. Tonight's a big game, bro.
It's a bad Clemson team comparatively to the teams that win national championships. Still, if you think that this is a bad Clemson team, you need to pump the brakes. This is a very good Clemson team. Miami needs to go out there and play their A game. But yeah, it's a huge game, I think, for both teams. Clemson wants to say business as usual. Hey, look, we got punched in the mouth the first game of the season. We really should have beat Florida State because we fumbled. They got a scoop score. Then we missed an easy field goal in the overtime. So they're saying, hey, we're okay. Don't worry about that. Miami wants to, 3-game losing streak, and the way that you lost those sloppy 2 games, by the way, not taking the knee, and
you were up 17-14 going to the half. You were up 17-14 at halftime. And in the second half, I don't know what team came out there in the second half. A lot of turnovers, mistakes, penalties. It was, even though North Carolina did have more penalties than the Canes, it was just that the timing of the penalties for the Canes was just bad opportunities, bad timing.
It also seems like the secondary of the Canes never really recovered from that last play of the Georgia Tech game. Like, they were not very good. They got to put on them. And it's not because they got outskilled. They were not in very good position for a lot of those passes. Missing balls, not covering guys well. Got to get right today. Now,
and TVD needs to play better too.
Yeah, that's true. I look, as your quarterback goes, a lot of times you go. Just look at the Miami Dolphins. Speaking of the Miami Dolphins, like I said, a lot of people saying something's wrong with the Philadelphia Eagles. Why? Because they didn't live up to your expectations this year. Last year, they exceeded expectations. No one really saw them being as good as they were. This year, now the world, whoa, they're the greatest team in the world. They're still winning games.
They weren't saying that. They were winning games. No. They weren't saying, they weren't not saying the Eagles were the greatest team in the world. They were saying that the Eagles were winning, but they weren't winning in the manner that everybody wants them to win. Their team didn't look good, but they were winning. And you know what, though, Dan? I don't understand why people are complaining. Win. Because you know why? Because you know why? Have you looked at their schedule? If you start from 2 weeks ago when they went against the Rams, right? They play the Rams, the Jets, the Dolphins, the Commanders, Cowboys, bye week, right? Then they come back, Chiefs, Bills, Niners, Cowboys.
Yeah. You swear they're 1-5, not 5-1.
Right. So all that bitching and complaining about, oh my God, those first 5 games, you better be thankful that you stacked up those wins, because that, my friend, is a hell of a schedule.
They got a tough schedule, no doubt. So once again, just because they're not as good as you think they're supposed to be, doesn't mean they're not a good team. Doesn't mean they're not a class act. Doesn't mean it's going to be like taking candy from a baby and going into the link and it's just going to be another 40, 50-point game. No, everybody's dealing with injuries. I don't make excuses like that. What I'm saying is they've got a front four on both offense and defense in the trenches that are as good, if not much better, than even good teams in the league. Man, that defensive line is nasty. And we talked about that with Leroy Horde. If they can get pressure with that front four and they can get guys back and try to slow down that passing game, slow down Tyreek Hill, slow down Jalen Waddle, slow down Braxton Berrios. Craziness. But you got to feel as though Mike McDaniel can scheme for this game. If you're Philadelphia, you want to muck it up, right? You want to make it a bully ball. You want it to be tough. You saw what happened with the Bills. You'd like to think the Dolphins have learned their lesson from the Bills game. We got to be tougher. We got to be better. But how do you do that? You're a finesse team. You are who you are. You don't want to get in, a skinny little guy that doesn't know how to fight, doesn't want to get into a fist fight with an MMA guy. It's not how you're going to win the fight. Oh, I'm just going to be tougher than him. No, you're not. No, let it go.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find a different way to win. You got to trust this team. But I will say this. You get one-on-one with Tyreek Hill, and you're going to get what you deserve. I believe that. Jalen Waddle. He's almost been not forgotten about, but he's almost next to Tyreek Hill become a possession receiver. And we know he's not, but
I don't need that for my fantasy team.
Okay, yeah. Raheem Mostert got 11 touchdowns on the season. Goodness gracious.
Yes, I need that. I like that.
Goodness gracious. It's all about the scheme tomorrow. Home field advantage. I'll give Philadelphia credit. You're going to have it tomorrow.
Oh, and they're wearing their Kelly Green jerseys.
Yeah, for some reason, there's the throwback jerseys thrown in. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for the Dolphins. Some teams play better with the throwbacks and the alternate jerseys. Some people don't. Miami Hurricanes, the blackout uniforms. I don't know. Man, I said this yesterday, Vlad. I don't know what's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised by a myriad of things in the game. If the Dolphins go in there and blow them out, I wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be surprised.
If the Eagles go in there and blow them out, wouldn't be surprised. If the Dolphins barely win, wouldn't be surprised.
No, I'd be surprised if it's a blowout.
Eagles barely win, wouldn't be surprised.
No, wouldn't. I think that this is a competitive game.
If it's a shootout, wouldn't be surprised. If it's 17-14, wouldn't be surprised. I don't know. There's not a lot that's going to surprise me in this game. I'm expecting just wide open.
I would be shocked if either team blew out the other team.
Well, both teams can score, especially the Dolphins. We know that.
Right.
I would love for it to become a track meet. I think the Dolphins, against every team in the league, if it's a track meet, we win.
But here's the problem, though. If you do lose that track meet, what are you looking for? Then you're looking at the defense. That's the thing about track meets. You have to win the track meet because then winning the track meet keeps the win covers the fact that your defense gave up so many points and yards and this, that, and the other. You don't want to get blown out because then everybody gets criticized for that.
I told you the narrative is nasty if the Dolphins get beat badly tomorrow.
Yes,
you lost the two teams that have winning records, and you're not physical.
You lose a competitive game.
There's an easy way to beat you.
You lose a competitive game. I don't think it's just like our Dolphins lost. It was against the Eagles. It was a great game. We would love to see that run. Like we would love them to run it back again. If they lose like 10, 13 points, people will start saying when they go against quality competition and on the road as well. Remember, that will also be another narrative that those two losses were on the road to Buffalo and to Philadelphia if you do lose tomorrow. But I think they're gonna get they get their act together, man. I think the offensive line can do their job. I think the Dolphins can pull off the victory over the Eagles.
This is what's on the line for the Dolphins tomorrow. Win, and you feel as though you're a great team. Lose, and you feel as though you're a good team. Big difference between greatness and goodness. Good teams make the playoffs. Good teams beat up on bad teams.
Good teams make the hype real. And that's what everybody wants to say right now. I know you watched a lot of the pundits this week, a lot of the First Take, the Undisputed. They started talking very highly of the Dolphins. Dolphins was in Stephen A's top 5. See, they've been on
most people's
top 5, but they were at the top 3 after week 3. Then the loss to the Bills happened, but they 2 victories over the Giants and the Panthers, and the way that they've won, and the fact that they're the only teams that's really putting up points in the NFL. A win over the Eagles, 5-1 Eagles, top of the NFC East, tied for the best record in the NFL. They beat the Eagles in Philadelphia.
You feel
on
as though-
national TV, national primetime TV. I think everybody's talking Monday about the Miami Dolphins, that they are the team, that they're the team to give Kansas City their biggest threat in the AFC, and there's going to be a lot of hype into that game in Germany.
Yeah, but as I've said, you win tomorrow night, you feel as though the Dolphins are a great team. You lose, you feel as though you're a good team. And like I said, good teams make the playoffs. Good teams beat up on bad teams. Great teams beat other really good teams and great teams. Great teams don't just go to the playoffs. They go deep in the playoffs. Great teams go on to win Super Bowls. So tomorrow night, win or lose, you're at least a good team. But if you win, though, for the Dolphins, you can be considered a great team. Find out what happens tomorrow night. Exciting.
You win, you're a contender.
Great team. I think you're a great team.
You lose, and depending how you lose, because
Good
the
team.
way you lose, you could be you lose bad. You could be like, people might think, yeah, they could be only bad teams. But when they go against quality teams, when they go against quality teams, they get their ass handed to them. If you lose in a close game, Dolphins are a good team.
Good team.
With a chance of being a very good team.
A very good team, but not a great team.
But you win tomorrow night in Philadelphia. I think all of a sudden now you're considered a Super Bowl contender in the AFC.
Absolutely. A great team.
A contender.
Contenders are great teams.
There's a lot of contenders and they're not great teams.
Are the Ravens a contender?
I don't know yet. We'll see tomorrow. We'll see tomorrow when they take on Detroit.
They're a good team. Is Detroit a contender?
We'll see if they beat Baltimore. I think they might be a contender.
So many question marks.
That's why we play. That's why they play the games.
And every week is different. You can be really good one week, you can be really bad the next week. Man, that's why we play the games. This headlines are brought to you with the new Palmetto Ford Truck Super Center. Why buy your truck at a car store? Palmetto Ford, we know trucks. Panthers, they got their first home win of the season this past Thursday night against the Maple Leafs, 3-1. They hope to keep whooping up on Canada when they play the Vancouver Canucks tonight at 7 o'clock. Jeremy Shockey, today's honorary captain for the Canes Clemson game. That is going to be kicking off at 8 o'clock. Pregame going to begin right after us, 4 o'clock, right here on 560 WQAM. The Heat, they fell to the Rockets 110-104 last night. The official season begins Wednesday, 7:30, when the Pistons come to town. Rumors persist that Luis Suarez will join Inter Miami next season when his contract is up in Brazil. One thing that is not supposedly rumor, it is said Lionel Messi will play for the Herons tonight as they finish out the season at 6 o'clock against Charlotte. Man, remember when we whooped up on Temple and we thought, do what you got to do. SMU.
I watched that game.
It was the only game on last night. So
what was it 48, 51 nothing?
55 zip.
Oh, they did score another one.
Yeah, to say it was not that close. I guess it was representative, but it felt like it was worse than 55-0. Some games of note. You got Penn State, Ohio State. Penn State just went ahead 9-3. They're about to kick an extra point, and it'll probably be 10-3. Penn State early in the second, although there is a flag now. So, maybe it's still 3-3. Okay. That's one of the games of note today. Also, you want some 3:30 action? Tennessee, Alabama. And then tonight, ACC control between FSU and Duke, 7:30. Duke's supposed to be getting their starting quarterback back, and they haven't scored a lot of points this year. So,
Riley Leonard?
Yeah. We'll see.
Yeah, Florida State's going to win.
Barely. Like, that's how FSU does things, except against LSU. Man.
I think Florida State's going to win pretty handily in this game.
Okay. NASCAR returns to Homestead Miami Speedway this weekend. 3 races will be run: the Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and Truck Series. I know you're interested in that, Vlad.
I am.
Does Max Verstappen have a chance?
What? Isn't
I'm
it over?
joking.
Isn't it
I'm
over?
joking. Does he
Are
have a
they still
chance?
run? Are they still running
it ju-
F1?
It just seems Max Verstappen wins everything. Why not jump into NASCAR and win one of those races too?
No.
I know it's a totally different animal.
That's a
totally
different animal.
I know,
That's a
but
different animal.
I'm making a joke. He wins.
No,
every race,
I got.
seems
No,
like.
but when you said that, I'm like, wait a minute, they still racing? I thought he won this damn thing already.
Max Verstappen said, "Yeah, I'll go show up at a NASCAR race. Take that bad boy home too." NASCAR, F1, totally different things. We understand that. One thing we do also understand is sometimes we just got to step into the day spa. Newest trend, Vlad.
Uh-oh.
Nudity,
That's not a new.
especially male nudity, on streamed shows like Naked Attraction and Sex Life. New trend.
New trend.
I mean,
Naked Attraction?
Sex Life.
Sex
I haven't
Life.
seen either one of them. You know what I've been into lately? And it's not male nudity, except maybe myself. Nonetheless, I've been watching The Mindy Project.
Pause. Yeah, you
I
mentioned
enjoyed
that the
show.
other day.
I know it's been around for a while, but I'm watching it on Netflix. But I got into The Golden Bachelor last night. That is as cheesy and it's like a comedy to me, dude. I'm serious. I couldn't stop laughing. Like the lines are obviously scripted, and it's these older people talking about their deceased husbands and wives, and this bachelor guy who's 70, he's got hearing aids in. There's nothing wrong with all that. I'm just saying, it's funny, man. It's fun. Maybe I have a sick, twisted sense of humor, but it's like a comedy.
Twisted sense of humor.
Golden Bachelor is popular though, man. I'm hearing people talking about it, so I decided to watch it. And maybe I haven't slept but like 3 hours all week long. Maybe I'm a little delirious. Maybe that's why.
I think you're a little delirious.
Are you gonna watch Golden Bachelor tonight?
Hell no.
You want to come over and watch it?
No.
Okay, I'll just invite you. It's a little
Golden Bachelor. What's wrong with you?
It's people. They got people. They got a woman from Port St. Lucie. They have another woman from Delray Beach.
Why am I not shocked?
This guy's in his 70s. Most ladies are in their late 60s and 70s. And man, they give some sugar out in that thing, man. That man gets a lot of sugar.
Double ARP type of shows. Man.
ARP, baby. That man's getting some sugar too, Vlad. I'm telling you.
You're in matures, aren't you? You're into matures, aren't you?
No, it's just I heard everybody talking about it. I started watching it.
Yeah,
I thought it was a comedy.
right.
I legitimately thought it was a comedy.
Yeah, you're in matures, man.
I got some mean comments towards my direction. Like, this isn't funny. It's a serious show. I thought it was funny.
All right.
If you want to watch Golden Bachelor, just let me know.
No, nothing Golden Bachelor. No.
There's nothing wrong with it.
Jeez.
Up next, the NBA season starts on Wednesday. There's been some interesting predictions on what the Heat will do this year, and also how will Tyler Hero fit into the mix. That's next here on Sports Day, aka Golden Bachelor on Radio, 560 WQAM.
WQAM, broadcasting live from the Ed Moore Sawgrass Auto
all our shenanigans. WQAM on your smart speaker.
The Heat fell to the Houston Rockets last night, 110-104. Final game of the preseason. I can tell you, Vlad, I've kept an eye on a lot of these preseason games for the Heat, and I cannot get a grasp on how good or what they're even going to be this year for a lot of reasons. Jimmy Butler, I don't even know if he saw the court. And when I say saw the court, I don't mean saw the court like playing wise. Like, I don't know if he even went to any of the games and visibly saw the court. Bam Adebayo did play a little bit, got some run. Tyler Hero looked very motivated and impressive, I'll say that. Last night, RJ Hampton, former first-round pick. He's on a two-way contract with the Heat. He's trying to make a push to make the team. You got Jamal Cain doing their thing. There's been some injuries. Duncan Robinson's played a lot in this preseason. I'm guessing because they just don't have a lot of bodies. They've kept a lot of guys out. Kyle Lowry at points has looked like he's kind of the engine that's going to make the offense go, looking like he's kind of solidifying himself as a starting point guard, although Eric Spoelstra says he doesn't believe in 1, 2, 3s, and 4s and 5s. He just believes in players playing games. That's okay. I really don't know what to expect from this team. Like I said, didn't get much run from a lot of the guys. Jaime Jaquez Jr., barely saw him. Nikola Jovic, he looked decent, had some moves. We know in the FIBA Basketball Classic, he had some games where he was gangbusters, then other games he'd go over. So I really don't know what to expect from this team. But there have been some predictions in the media, as always. NBA writers are kind of like you and I, Vlad, although maybe you do think this team's going to be really great or really bad. I don't know. I should ask you first. How do you feel as though this Heat team will perform this at least regular season and then going into the postseason?
I told you, I don't know. I don't know what to think about this team. Nor do not. I don't want to say nor do I care. It's like if they start off slow, am I going to be worried? Should you be worried? No, because they started off slow last season. And if they start off like gangbusters, are you going to be shocked? No, because it's the Miami Heat. They always figure out a way. They always find motivation. Everybody thought they were going to get Dame. They didn't get Dame, so everybody thinks now that they're not going to be the same team anymore. Oh, like you guys have said, oh, Gabe Vincent and Max Strus were nobodies. And then all of a sudden, now that they left the Miami Heat, people are saying, oh, what are Miami Heat going to do now that they lost Gabe Vincent and Max Strus? Well, do what they usually do. Find another Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. So it's going to be a very interesting season for me. That's why I'm happy I'm not a fan, because if you're a fan of this team, if they start off slow, are you really going to be are you in panic mode?
No, you can't, because history has shown you can't panic.
Okay. And if they start off great, are you going to be like, that's the Heat, that's Riles, that's the Godfather, that's Spo? You're going to be, chest out. You're going to be peacocking because, they're proving the naysayers wrong. So it's going to be either one. It's going to be either one of them.
For the most part, NBA writers have them finishing between 4th and 7th in the East. Of course, they love the Celtics and the Bucks. Surprisingly, a lot of writers like the Cleveland Cavaliers finishing 3rd. I'd like to challenge that a little bit, but, whatever. Some people, like I said, have them as high as 4th, the Miami Heat. Other people have them 7th. We read an article the other day that has them not making the playoffs even because they feel as though they have not made enough additions this offseason and that they just haven't gotten better. They've gotten older. They've gotten slower. They've gotten less talented. But so far, other places are saying, oh, the reason they're going to be a top 4 is because Philadelphia, obviously a mess. They have the Knicks right around as good as the Heat, but the Heat beat them in the playoffs, so they have them a little bit ahead of that. And then other people are saying that the Hawks are no good. The Bulls aren't really that good. That's why the Heat are going to be in there. I don't know what to expect. I think the writers are like you and I, Vlad. It's just we're going to have to wait and see. And once again,
it's definitely wait and see.
No matter how they play, it continues to be wait and see, because if they do come out gangbusters, there's going to be a large portion of the Heat fans that say, see, nothing to worry about. We don't need Dame Lillard. We're great. We got like the guys we like. Eric Spoelstra says we're a championship caliber team. Look at that. There's going to be some fans too that are like, better hold on and stack as many wins right now. It's a long season. And that's every fan base. I'm not saying that's Heat fans or that's every fan base. When your team starts off really, really hot, you say, oh man, I hope that, the bottom doesn't fall out at some point. Marlins, they kind of did that. Nonetheless, Nobody really knows what's going on with this team, but I do know this. Tyler Hero, I expect, of course, we know he's motivated. I expect a big year from him, from the motivation. But did you see recently a private text that he sent this offseason was made public? Now, made public on purpose, made public not on purpose. Nonetheless, painted him in a very good light. The private text came out where basically Tyler Hero says, I want to be here in Miami. I want to win a championship for this city alongside Jimmy Butler and Bam Adebayo, meaning that he always wanted to be here in Miami. He may have been upset with the trade rumors, but this is where his heart is. Now, this is where his heart is. This is where he wants to be. This is where he wants to stay. He's going out this year to play to stay. It's not a revenge tour, although you kind of use those words. It's kind of a motivation tour, but maybe it's a play to stay year for Tyler Hero.
That's kind of weird, bro.
He wants to eliminate.
No, but think about it. It's a play to stay here when you've done nothing but played well. You've played well. You just haven't been healthy.
You know what makes it harder to trade you? Going from 20 points a game to 23 points a game, 24 points a game.
No.
Still developing.
What if you are? Remember, he was the second leading scorer of the team last season.
Mm-hmm.
So what if he's doing that? Okay, he adds 2 more points to it. But the Heat are still the Heat.
Ooh. He really felt as though, did you hear? He said recently, he was very candid. He said, I expected fully to get traded this offseason.
Yeah.
He goes, I saw what they did in the playoffs without me. And I was like, I'm a goner. I'm happy to be here, but I thought I was a goner.
Well, now that's the key. Is he going to ball out to show them that there's no way you can trade me? I am the missing piece. I am part of that big three.
I think that's the motivation that he has.
That's great. But I hope there's also a fallback to that. Like, he could really improve and the Heat are still the Heat. And then
they say, well, we need somebody to get us over the edge.
Right. So then,
but the ledge or over the top.
Over the top. Yeah. You and you're living on a prayer, which is
living on a prayer, living on an edge.
Yeah, living on an edge is not Bon Jovi. That's
the remix, man. That's also Aerosmith too.
Yeah. Aerosmith, living on a prayer was.
I mean, I know you read the text. I got you, man.
No, I was gonna call you out on it, but then I was like, then I started singing it. I was like, oh, maybe you meant Aerosmith, but don't worry about it. But
it's the rhythm that gets you. It's not so much the artist.
But Tyler can be a 23 and a half point scorer.
You can't trade that.
But what if it's not the same effect like a 23, 24, 25 point scorer? Like, well, I can't say Dame now because Dame's in Milwaukee, but of somebody of that ilk. You know what I'm saying? That's the thing. Tyler improves his game. Then people who were down on Tyler, who didn't want to, I don't need Tyler Hero. Maybe they're gonna see, they're gonna see value in him now, and that can also happen where that he shows that he has more value, and then teams may be more interested in making a trade for Tyler Hero with the Miami Heat.
Well, what I'm saying is also this. If you're a 20-point scorer, and let's say somebody like DeJounte Murray's on the market for 20, he's scoring 25 points a game.
No, I'm not trading Tyler Hero for DeJounte Murray.
I'm just saying, in that caliber, a guy that's averaging 5 points more, you say, oh, man, that's a lot of points. If Tyler's averaging 23, and let's just say DeJounte Murray is averaging 25, that's only 2 points. Is it worth taking on all that and doing all that?
No disrespect to Murray, but he's not. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, let's not use the example of him. Just saying a player.
I'm talking about a guy that you really put him with Jimmy and Bam. He's like, okay, now you can get over the top. You can go over the top with this guy. Is Zach LaVine better than Tyler Hero?
I don't think so. I'm not a huge Zach LaVine fan. I think
Donovan
it's good.
Mitchell.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. 100%. We should have made that trade. I'm going to stand by that until the day I die. I don't care what anybody says.
What if Tyler averages 23 points, but the Heat are you still having that same feeling? The fan base feels the same that they still need that guy that can get a bucket at any given moment.
And things go south in Cleveland.
Would you make a trade? Right. Would you make a trade with? Would Cleveland want to make a trade with Miami and grab Tyler Hero? Tyler Hero adds 3 to 4 points to his game this season. Yeah, that trade might be more likely to happen.
I'm saying this. If Tyler Hero adds 3-4 points, averaging 24 points a game, and let's say Spida Mitchell is having a down season because Cleveland just doesn't have anything going, and he's only averaging like 24 points a game, it's harder to trade because if Tyler was just averaging 20, you can be like, well, Spida's averaging 24.
I'm not
He's a really
looking.
good player.
You can't look at just because of 2 or 3 points. You got to look at everything. You got to include everything. If it's just points, then fine. But also another reason why people are not a big Tyler Hero fans is lack of defense as well. So a lot of things would have to be shown this season by Tyler for people to want to be willing to make the trade. But yes, raising your scoring average would be a significant factor because that's what you're known for. So if he would do that and it's helping the Heat win, I don't think he's going to get traded. If he's doing that and the Heat are still
Middling.
middling around, yeah.
Some guys are just trade bait, man. It just seems like your game lends yourself to trade bait. And Tyler Hero is one of those guys. His game lends himself, even though he's proven himself to be a very good player, even made a case to be an all-star. Just always your name always ends up in the trade. But he wants to be here in Miami. That means something. And we knew that. And we said that. He don't want to go nowhere where it's not flashy and glamorous. So he's going to fight hard to stay here in Miami. I think that's the motivation he needs to have a big season this year, if he stays healthy, of course. If you stay healthy is always the big thing right there. But yeah, a lot of question marks with this Miami Heat team. I got to trust in Spo. Spo told us championship caliber team. He knows championship caliber teams. He likes their depth. He likes their size. I like Thomas Bryant. I know you don't like his defense. I like the skill set that he brings to the team. I like that he can relieve Bam Adebayo for just a little bit.
You love TB.
I really do.
Why do you really love TB? I know what you just said.
He can
but
score.
So he has to defend.
What did we need last year? More scoring.
Oh my gosh. Oh my God.
Look, need more scoring. Oh, and I got this the other day.
What's that?
Man, the Heat, they end up paying these guys all this money undrafted, and they end up being not so good. And they started listening to people, and then the guy goes, "I'll tell you this though, Gabe Vincent, you'll see, he's going to be a star with the Lakers." So I was like,
I haven't seen Gabe Vincent play one game for the Lakers yet.
I said, Gabe
1 minute.
going to be a star with the Lakers. He's going to start at point guard. I go, now there's a guy called LeBron James starting at point guard there, but that's good effort right there. Good effort.
No, he's not starting at point guard. He's coming off the bench. D'Angelo Russell will be the point guard.
Great player.
And Austin Reeves, everybody's favorite.
Love Austin Reeves. I'll tell you this. The Heat have at least learned their lesson. Some of these guys are good with the Heat in the system, but you don't have to pay them a ton of money because knowing what happened in the past. If you fall victim to what you did in the past. So when Max Strus jumps off and Gabe Vincent jumps off, yeah, I hate to see them go. I'd like to see maybe get some other free agents more in return. But nonetheless, I don't think they were the end-all be-all. I don't think this team is vastly worse with those guys leaving. They've got other guys that are going to find ways to make things happen. And as long as you got Jimmy, you got Bam, now you got Tyler Hero. Kyle Lowry looks like he's happy to be running the offense and kind of like the engine of this team. Kevin Love doing his thing. I like Josh Richardson. Caleb Martin, he played a little bit last night. He's getting healthy. We don't know what we're going to get in Jaime Jaquez Jr. Really don't know what we're getting Nikola Jovic. Get him step up a little bit. Everybody step your game up. Miami Heat back in the NBA Finals. We'll see what happens. That's if everybody steps their game up. And Spo out coaches everybody.
I don't think the problem is about you guys getting to the NBA Finals. It's can you win an NBA Final?
Dame Lillard would help that. Maybe. I don't know.
We'll see.
Let's keep it a buck next here on 560 WQAM. Let's keep it a buck right now, keeping it real. Some things that we find absolutely true, and we'll explain to you why they are absolutely true. That's what Vlad and I do. Keep it a buck. Keeping it a buck. Lionel Messi says he is going to play tonight. Inter Miami versus Charlotte FC. 60,000 tickets have been sold. It is absolutely sold out. I'll keep it a buck on two different things. Number one, he does not need to be playing in a meaningless game. Number two, I think MLS might have stepped in a little bit and said, you know what, go ahead and just give the baby its bottle.
Hold on.
You can go play for Argentina, but you can't play for us? Hold up.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. So you would rather him miss the season finale at home?
No, I'm saying MLS might have stepped in and been like...
Right, but that's wrong if the MLS did that because that's not right.
He played the night before for Argentina. That's the thing. The entire game. Got a brace.
He could have missed that.
Yeah, he could have missed that. But I think MLS finally grew a pair and said, you pushed us around a lot. We need something. So we went, yeah.
What did he play him at half?
Yeah. Start him, play him at half. Right when you come back from halftime, take him out. He's going to play.
It's a meaningless game for both teams.
I know. That's the thing. That's why I think MLS might have stepped in because why should he play if it's a meaningless game?
Well, it's a game that was supposed to be played early in the year and had to be rescheduled because of the Leagues Cup and U.S. Gold Cup that they were playing.
Maybe the MLS didn't step in. Maybe Lionel Messi's like, man, one last push. Get
you don't believe that.
Nobody's buying Apple Plus for one game that's meaningless. I think MLS might have stepped in. MLS might have stepped in and said, you need to play.
You know what? You're right. Because this might be the MLS Plus last big game, big showing. This is the last weekend for MLS, right?
Yeah, this is decision day.
Yeah, so this is the last day. They need him there.
Yep. They need the eyes. They need the people.
I think most of the decisions.
Well, you can't say you're hurt. Go out and play for Argentina internationally, score 2 goals, then come back to the United States and be like, yeah, I'm still hurt.
Hey, listen.
They can't do that. Sorry, Messi.
The altitude in Argentina might, it
invigorates him.
He
sees that Peru
revitalizes him. So, yeah, that's why he can do that.
He says, Peru, I'm fired up. Injury or no injury. And then he sees Charlotte's uniform or kits and is like, nah, I'm still kind of, I had a hammy, man. That scar tissue's tough. I don't know. I think MLS might have finally stepped in and grown a pair and said, you need to play. Play one. You're making everybody look bad. Good. What you got? Keep it a buck, Vlad.
Keep it a buck. I'm shocked my team is 3-3.
New York Jets?
Yes, that was a big win by the Jets over the Eagles. So, therefore, we have given you the blueprint to beat Philadelphia tomorrow.
What, have Jalen Hurts play absolutely terrible?
Well, that's what the defense does. You can make a defense do that. So, therefore, but no, here's what I was just, that was just to make you Dolphins fans upset. Let me keep it a buck. I'm very shocked with the way offenses are in the NFL are just not scoring right now with all the talent that's around the NFL. But defenses are playing much, much better. The linebackers in the NFL are ridiculous now. Not only can these guys run and tackle, but now they can cover. Like you see Fred Warner, you see the Greenlaw in San Francisco. You see some of the linebackers, Quincy Williams, C.J. Mosley with the Jets, Baltimore with Patrick Clean and Roquan Smith. Like I'm keeping a buck. Like there's some hybrid defenders now that are just freaky. Like how can you knock a guy down that's 6'2", 225 pounds, and you can cover a guy? Yeah, that's 6'2", 210 and runs a 4.3 or 4.4. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. So yes, you know what, Cousin? There are aliens. There are aliens. Yes, Jalen Ramsey is an alien. There are aliens. Yes. Football players are aliens.
They're starting to realize, though, and this has been slowly happening over the past, even decade or even more so. Guys are realizing the chance to play and the chance to make more money sometimes is on the defensive side of the ball. And there's no shame in switching from being a receiver to a DB or a safety. And I think it's kind of just leveling out right now. It's finally, after all these years, just kind of leveled out.
It's because, obviously with the way the evolution of these offenses where everybody's all spread out, they want to get these guys with all the speed and in open space. But now the evolution of these defenders now are, okay, linebackers used to be like Ray Lewis, 240 pounds, 250 pounds, and, stopping the run and knocking guys out that go over the middle. Now you got linebackers like Fred Warner. Fred
Yep.
Warner is probably 240 pounds.
A little
But
more athletic. When I say
Four-
athletic, a little more mobile.
But he
and
runs
athletic.
a 4.3.
Yeah, it's unbelievable.
And when he hits you, he lays a thump on you. Pause. But yeah, he's knocking you out, and he can also defend. And you have to with these unbelievable offensive weapons out there. So I'm really shocked that the NFL, the offenses has pretty much not scored much this season. And the way these defenders are, man, these hybrids, like, they are aliens.
With that being said, I hope the Dolphins score 55 tomorrow. But one more thing I want to keep a buck. That crowd was electric Thursday night, Emirates Bank Arena. No longer, at least for this season, will the Panthers be in the bottom half of attendance. They're going to be in the top half of attendance in the NHL this year. The buzz is real. The product is fun. It is good. Panthers fans have pride. I'm telling you, they're going to be in the top half of attendance in the NHL this year. And make it out to a game, Vlad, you'll see easily why. It is
Definitely
some wild fun. And the team looks great. They were very aggressive the other night in the home opener. I'll keep it another buck. I think they beat the Vancouver Canucks tonight by a goal. There you go. That's me keeping it a buck.
Keep it a buck. I give a shout out to our boy Richie and his guys that's working the Canes game right now. You know, getting everything all set up so that all you Canes fans can come and tailgate and party. All the guys there at Hard Rock Stadium, all the security out there. Got to give them a shout out. Keep it a buck. Give them a shout out. All the listeners, thanks for listening.
Yeah,
I'm gonna keep it a buck. Canes better win tonight.
I need to. I need it. I need it in my life.
Listen. Mario needs a home win. How do you not have a home win in nearly 2 years?
We talked about that too, Vlad, the other day. If you don't win against Clemson today, Virginia later this year, Louisville, you got to go to your fan base and your alumni and your boosters and say, yeah, I've been here for 2 years. I'm Mario Cristobal, and I have not won a home ACC game. That's a hard sell. That's a hard sell.
That's a real hard sell.
It doesn't sound real. It doesn't sound believable, but it could be a reality. It's not. Could be a reality. Keeping it a buck, though, Nick T jumps in. Wimby is definitely an alien. He's on the YouTube.
I saw him last night. It's not fair, man. You can't take a 3-point shot around him, man.
That Victor Wembanyama is something, man. Great. The Spurs are good again. At least they got a star. Up next, going to get you caught up with everything that's happening in the sports world and more here on 560 WQAM.
Game day
Big Man just hit us up on the chat, YouTube Live, Twitch, 560 WQAM, the Odyssey app. Said, please, Vlad and Dan, tell me you're going to be on tomorrow before the Dolphins pregame. Well, I'm here to tell you, Vlad, finished my sentence. The answer is
Yes.
yes, sir. Noon to 4. We will be on tomorrow with more craziness and fun, getting you ready for Dolphins, Eagles. Kickoff is at 8:20. We're going to have Game Day Uncensored with our dudes, Omar Kelly. He's been texting me all week. Love hearing from Omar. Brendan Tobin and Alejandro Solana. Interesting enough.
I love when guys send wrong texts to the wrong group chat.
Oh, yeah, that happened too with Omar. Oh, sorry, Dan. But then he sends the group text, Dan's got this. And I'm like, what? Interesting fact. Omar, he's worked all week. It's Dolphin season. He doesn't take any days off. Alejandro Solana hasn't even been in the country all week. He's been in Uruguay.
Dude,
Brendan Tobin took off Friday. So 2 of the 3 guys have been taking off all week. But Game Day Uncensored is so important that they're coming in for it tomorrow.
Oh, Solana's coming back from Uruguay?
He's coming back from Uruguay. He's going to land at like 4 a.m. Come on into the radio station and get ready to broadcast live. Just like you and I, Vlad. No sleep. Of course, he's been vacationing. Well, family vacationing for a whole week. But
yeah, I like to work from Uruguay.
He said, man, he loved it. Man, last night he was over the moon about Uruguay. Told me I'd love it. So I'm thinking maybe later on this year when the heat season's over, might have to make a little trip out to Uruguay. Maybe, of course, make a stop in Colombia for obvious reasons. Not a reason. Reasons, Vlad. Telepathic. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what you're saying.
Okay, cool. Just making sure. Reasons, plural.
Mm-hmm. Watch out for those speed bumps.
Let's not get off the tracks too much. I mean, my deliriousness after I told you that what is it? The Golden Bachelor? My friend Seth just texted me, watch out for the sequel to the Golden Bachelor. It's called The Golden Shower. I almost called it The Golden Shower. I told you the Golden Bachelor is a comedy to me, so maybe it's the deliriousness speaking right now. If you're watching me on Twitch and YouTube, you know. Nonetheless, let's not get off track too much. You feel as though tomorrow night's Dolphins-Eagles game is a statement game for both teams. Don't you feel that way, Vlad? Do you think the Eagles don't have something to prove? Like a lot of people this season have been saying, we're not playing up to our standard. We're not that good. We're going to be a disappointment. That's their chance to say, we're still here.
It is both teams are 5-1, right?
Yep. Both teams 5-1.
And the Eagles just suffered their first loss. They don't want to have a 2-game losing streak, and then they're
not at home.
Everybody start really going crazy.
What's wrong with this team? Jalen Hurts doesn't have it.
And here's the other reason why is because the team that they're really going against, which is the San Francisco 49ers, they play Monday night, and if they win, they can solidify it as being the best team in the NFC. You don't want to lose because you lose. If you're the Eagles, you only have a half game lead on the Cowboys, who everybody was, panning, dumping on after they lost to the Niners, after they gave up 42 points to the Niners and got blown out. But they won on Monday night against the Chargers. They're on their bye. For the Dolphins, the other reason the Dolphins is to see if everything that's happened through that Sunday because you'll be playing last.
Yes, sir.
So you'll know if the Chiefs lose to the Chargers, which can happen. If they, then the Dolphins can, with a win over the Eagles, have number 1 spot throughout the whole AFC. So now you're 6-1 with a game against Kansas City in a neutral site.
Mm-hmm.
You beat Kansas City. Guess what, guys? You
basically like 3 games up on them.
But not only that, you control your destiny. And if you control your destiny, home field advantage.
That you need that home field advantage.
That means if you can win out, you don't have to leave South Florida at all. Everybody has to come to Miami.
Huge advantage for this team.
With that speed, and you know how the weather is in January. It's kind of, still hot.
Hot enough.
Still hot. Especially if you're from a cold ass place, you're gonna catch cramps. It's an important game to establish to the national media, to the everybody, all the NFL fans out there, that this is not hype, this is not speculation, this is actual facts. This is a really good contending team, and it will solidify a lot of players' positioning and individual awards. solidified coaches and coaching award, because I think everybody's starting to love Mike McDaniel all across the country
Of
right now.
course.
They've done a story about him. I think on Amazon Prime, they did a story about him. He had an interview with Carissa Thompson. They talked about the hat, how the hat, a Charlotte Hornets autograph hat being lost, helped him meet his future stepfather. So it's, you're starting to know a little bit more about this team, and the national media is starting to like this team a lot. And if they're winning and they win convincingly tomorrow night, I think that Dolphin hype is going to be at an all-time high.
Right. And this is what I say, and I am a Dolphins fan, but I hear some Dolphins fans, we don't get our respect. We don't get our proper respect. Well, this is your chance to go out there and earn that respect.
You win, you will.
So far, let's be honest, looking from the outside in, if you're not a Dolphins fan, if you're just a casual fan, how much respect have you earned? You had a good season last year. You made the playoffs. You didn't win a playoff game. You've only played one winning team this year. You got blown out by them, and then you've blown out some bad teams. Not saying you're not a good team. And I think the rest of the media is giving you the respect that you are a good team, but have you earned that much respect? Philadelphia has gone all the way to the Super Bowl. We know what Patrick Mahomes has done. Those teams earned that respect. This is one of those games for the Miami Heat to go out there and earn that respect. Because trust me, the Dolphins win tomorrow, they're going to get that respect all next week.
I think a lot of the media, I think a lot of the national public wants to give Miami the respect. Who doesn't want to come to South Florida?
Right.
Who doesn't want to come to South Florida? You're talking about interesting personalities. It's gotten to the point that they've beaten up Tua so much that you got to the point it was like, there's nothing you can say about him no more. The guy's he's proven it. He's proven time in, time out his resiliency. He's proven the naysayers wrong. He's proven me wrong. So it's like, all right, enough about them. Oh, they got a Jalen Waddle. Oh, they have personality. They have players that you want to know about.
Yeah, fun team to watch. Fun team to watch.
You have a coach, right? Now they're a fun team to watch. Oh, wait a minute. What? Oh, Dolphins, fun. Miami, South Beach, fun. Oh, I definitely want to come down here.
Lots of highlights to talk about. It's a lot. But I'll tell you this. The Dolphins need to do this right now. We want our respect. We're going to go out there and get our respect. And how better to do it? Number one, beat Philadelphia, national TV, only game on, 8:20, Sunday night. Then in a couple of weeks, reverse it, 9:30 a.m. in Germany, only game on against the Super Bowl champs, Kansas City.
Here's the other
beat
one.
them. You get your respect.
And you have a lot of you're going to, the Raiders game.
It's going to be a tough one too. I expect that one to be nip and tuck.
You're talking about two from famous franchises.
Very famous franchises.
Who's had unbelievable battles.
They've had some great battles in the back.
Okay. And then later on in the year, Cowboys, Dolphins.
Huge Christmas Eve.
That's going to be
4:20.
That's going to be a nationally televised game.
Game of the week.
So you win. You got games against
and then
these
you
big
got no chance
teams
at the very end of the year.
And then
Buffalo for the AFC East possibly.
Okay. So you have opportunities to show. Last season when you did have a big game, you didn't play well on Sunday night against the Chargers. That was a bad game for you guys. And then obviously the other national televised game I think you did have was
Green Bay got us on Christmas Day.
Right. And then, but the other two times, the quarterback got a concussion.
Right. Cincinnati that was a Thursday night game.
Green Bay, I mean, we found out later on after that. But yeah, now you won against New England, which was week 2, big division win.
That was a national game.
Nationally televised game. People saw the excitement. You saw the great celebration that Tyreek had. They did the what that movie with Chris Brown and
Step It Up or Drumline?
No, it wasn't Drumline. It was one of those. I forgot what it was.
I remember the movie. They were dancing.
Yeah.
Chris Brown got killed with a rock.
Yeah, Chris Brown got killed. His brother and all of that. Yeah. What's his name?
Dancing It Up.
Columbus Short. Megan Good. That one.
Step It Up. Step Into the Streets.
Whatever. I forgot. I'm getting old.
I saw the movie though. I like how they went from a battle dance to an actual fight to the death. We really need to look at the plot of that movie. Nonetheless, okay. But this is your chance to get respect. You've got ample opportunities.
You did that.
Opportunities now.
You have ample opportunity right now to show stomp the yard. That was it. That was stomp the yard. That was it. I had to get that move right. So then boom. You did that. You beat New England, but New England is not the team that anybody expected.
They're 1-5,
right? That we've become accustomed to know. Now, this is the game. Sunday night, 5-1 Eagles, 5-1 Dolphins. You can't ask for a better game. This is the best game in this week 7 schedule, and you have it. NBC has it Sunday night. That means Mike Tirico, Chris Collinsworth. All eyes on you.
Dolphins have an opportunity this year not only to defeat the NFC champions, but also the Super Bowl champions, the two teams that were in the Super Bowl last year. In very close proximity. Just saying, you want that respect? Let's go out there and get it. Let's get to the headlines. Panthers, they play the Canucks tonight at 7 o'clock. Amerant Bank Arena. That is game 2 at Amerant Bank Arena during the regular season. I expect another W tonight. Tua Tagovailoa took that job from Jalen Hurts, sent him off to Oklahoma. They renew their friendship/rivalry tomorrow night, 8:20. Philadelphia is still catching 2 points because they are the home team. Okay.
Yeah, but if they catch 2 points, you automatically get 3. That means in a neutral site, Miami would be favored.
Okay, I'm not playing on a neutral site, so
that's what I'm saying. So that they basically say Miami's a better team than the Eagles.
That's why we play the game. We'll see. I think they are. I think the Dolphins are, but man, I will give Philadelphia credit. Their fans are passionate. Sometimes for better or for worse, their fans are passionate.
It can get nasty out there.
Speaking of a guy who's nasty, Jeremy Shockey.
Dual shock power.
He's tonight's honorary captain for the Canes Clemson game. 8 o'clock kickoff, 4 o'clock pregame right here on 560 WQAM. The Heat fell to the Rockets 110-104 last night. Season officially opens up Wednesday, 7:30 against the Pistons. Kim Ng turned down the vacated Boston Red Sox GM job. Simply said, I'm not showing up for an interview. It's turned out that her and Bruce Sherman just did not see eye to eye on a lot of things, not just with players, but also some of the personnel behind the scenes. That's just part of the reasons we're hearing now that Kim Ng did not accept the 1-year extension that was offered to her by the Miami Marlins. I think a lot went into that. I don't know. I think it was a little bit of both, Vlad. I think Kim Ng didn't like the direction and what Bruce Sherman wanted to do, but also I think Bruce Sherman looked at it like this. Now, I believe Kim Ng is great. I'm really sad to see her go, but she was here 3 years. The first 2 years, I'll be honest, there were some growing pains. Let's be honest about that. But last year was a home run, pardon the pun. And I think maybe Bruce Sherman was saying like, well, we're not going to give you this huge extension because 2 out of the 3 years weren't the greatest. Last year was good. We need to see more. Give us another year. Kim Ng said, you know what?
How many times
I'm out of here.
How many times have they made the postseason?
In their illustrious history?
With Kim there?
Oh, just one. One out of 3 years. Yeah.
1 out of 3 years. Okay.
Last year was a great ride, man. She pushed all the right buttons. Love it. Speaking of baseball, Diamondbacks, they evened their series with the Phillies at 2, winning 6-5 last night. They play again tonight at 8. The Astros, what a comeback. I thought they were dead in the water, down 2-0 in the series. They've now won 3 in a row. They won last night in a thriller, 5-4 against the Rangers. There was bench clearing fights or yelling fights. Jose Altuve coming in clutch in the top of the 9th. Series is 3-2. Houston looking to close it out tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. Speaking of tonight, 6 o'clock, Lionel Messi going to play as Inter Miami finishes out their season against Charlotte FC. Those two teams played to a 2-2 draw this past Wednesday. Wonder what you're going to see tonight. Pull out all the stops. Let's go crazy. Neither team can really make the playoffs. Why not?
Wait, I thought Charlotte already made it.
Oh, Charlotte's already in?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought it was decision day and they were on the outside. Okay.
No. You know what? They are on the outside. They I'm sorry, I'm mistaken because when they were leading against Inter because of when they were leading, they had the goal differential and they were in, but then they did tie. So the game ended in a tie. So yes, this is decision day for them. That to me means they're gonna be going all out.
Yeah, they're gonna pepper Jake.
They're gonna yeah, but that means they will leave themselves open for counters. So I do expect a high scoring game. Hey, let's play spoiler, man. Let's play spoilers for Charlotte.
There's a lot to like with this Inter Miami team next year. Number one, with Messi and the guys that
full season of Messi,
they're not going to be spotted dead last place in the MLS. That's true. But you got Lionel Messi, Jordi Alba, Sergio Busquets, Leo Campana, we know he's a great goal scorer. You've got Fucando Ferreras. He has been a great addition, 19-year-old from Argentina. He has been fantastic. Gregory's going to be coming back. He's now back from the injury, but he missed most of the season with that. Joseph Martinez hopefully coming back. Tata Martino going to be managing. And oh yeah, by the way, one of the all-time great legends of Uruguay, Luis Suarez, talking about he really wants to come to Inter Miami, and Inter Miami is not denying that they're trying to get him. That's just the tip of the iceberg. So go ahead and pay that double the price for season tickets next year. Might be worth it over there at Inter Miami. And trust me, they're doubling prices. Reports
Absolutely, they are.
true. I have friends that own the tickets. It is true. Speaking of true, prep star Booker Pickett Jr. has committed to the U. He's a 4-star edge rusher from the Tampa area. More firepower for Mario Cristobal. Just keep making some good decisions. Speaking of making good decisions and getting some firepower, are you on a level of 0 to 10, Vlad? How surprised are you at this next headline? Coach Prime and Colorado have landed a top 4 quarterback in Antoine Hill Jr. The Georgia prep star was considering Georgia, Alabama, FSU, and LSU to name a few.
I'm not shocked. I'm so happy for him. Now we just got to get some big boys.
Are you going to say 0 to 1?
Never doubt. How about
0?
never
So you're
doubt?
going to say 0?
Not even a 0. I'm not even giving you a percentage. Like
there's a lot to break down.
There's breathing, and I knew that was going to happen.
You knew he was going to get some big time recruits. Not only did you know he was going to get some big time recruits, you knew he was going to get them from places that normally wouldn't go to people from places that normally wouldn't go to Colorado, like a guy from Georgia who has the Georgia Bulldogs and Florida State calling, and LSU and Alabama says, nah, I want to go have fun. And you know what? I don't blame him. It's going to be fun to play for Colorado.
Bro,
it's fun.
Let me say this.
It's fun to watch Colorado.
I'm low key. I low key would love a Miami Colorado bowl game.
That'd be fantastic.
I think that might, because if either one of those teams have 3 losses, I'm hoping Colorado could win out. That loss to to Stanford last week was bad. Just as bad as the kneel down loss. But anyway, a Miami Colorado game would be great. It would be great just because then you have a lot of eyes on Miami, obviously a lot of eyes on Colorado, and you can win. You can start showcasing yourself to the national audience out there. So
it's Swag U versus the new Swag U. Woo. With that being said, let's swag into the day spa. People are mad at a woman who on TikTok cooks by using tampons because she says they soak up grease and juices.
No. We're not doing that.
I don't see what the issue is.
I don't want to see your tampon.
They're clean. They're sterile.
I don't care. I don't want to see nothing. No tampon soaking up nothing.
So you're saying you go over to a bad one's house and she's cooking and she's like, oh, I have a cooking hack to keep grease, at a minimum. And she shows you that you're out.
That's supposed to stop something else.
Oh, we were talking about possibly the Canes. Well, go ahead. You guys
a different type of sauce. That's what's supposed to stop. Okay.
I'm not gonna go any deep.
Okay.
Pardon the pun. I'm not going any deeper than that.
All right.
We were talking about possibly how nice it would be to have Colorado play the U in a bowl game. But what do the U need to do? What do they need on this team? We're going to get into that next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
WQ.
560 Sports WQAM. It is a fun Sunday with my cousin Vlad Louison. I am Dan Day at Dan Day Radio on all the social medias at Vlad 2078. We post clips, we post thoughts, we post fun all over the place. Hopefully there's going to be fun for everyone all over the place in Hard Rock Stadium tonight as Clemson comes to town. Kickoff is at 8 o'clock.
Hey, can the weather be nice?
Oh, you shouldn't have said anything. It's supposed to be
No,
nice.
because last time, I'm
It always
sorry,
rains
2
in
weeks
South
ago,
Florida.
it was a beautiful day. And then right leading up to kickoff, started raining.
It's always nice when the Canes win, though. So get that going. But yeah, it can be nice tonight. It'll be nice. Look, it's nice. Although in South Florida, it can be nice 1 minute and rain the next. Ugh. What have been your biggest concerns with the Canes so far this year? What do they need to clean up? A lot of people are saying the offensive line needs to get a little bit stronger, although Francis Malagoa has been great. And then the defensive backs, they just have not been the same. At least last game, they weren't the same since that Georgia Tech. Cam Kingens, I know he's fighting some injury stuff and everything, but it seems like the DBs and the offensive line just really have just not really gotten over the hump this year.
I don't know. It's weird. It's as if Dan, right after the bye, it's not a recognizable. No, I don't want to say it's not a recognizable team, but it's just not the same team that you saw before the bye. Because before the bye, I'm thinking, wow, these guys, look at this offensive line. This is like one of the best offensive line in the country. They're strong. Like they got bookends. Like, yeah, this is an old line this is a Mario Cristobal offensive line. This kind of starting to resemble some of the offensive lines he had at Oregon. And then now, I don't know if the quality of competition stepped up the minute they got into the ACC conference, the ACC play. It's just a different looking team. A little bit more mental mistakes, unnecessary penalties, taunting penalties, like stuff like that. I can understand the struggles I don't like it, but after a bye, I can understand you just getting your rhythm back. I'm more upset with the second half of last week, because
they were playing well.
They were leading by 3, and they could have been. We're taking that they had a turnover, taken away, a touchdown taken away from them because of a turnover. They fumbled the ball at the goal line, and then there was a near safety that they should have had.
Yeah.
It seemed so. It was like all these plays that were going against UM, and then you looked at it, you're like, wait a minute, it's 17-14 going into the half. Like they're still leading. So it's like, okay, this team is showing me something. And in the second half, turnovers, stupid penalties, just mistakes.
That's what I'm saying. I think the talent's there. I think the skill is there. I think the psychological aspect of the game's a little tough on them right now. They're a little shook. That Georgia Tech game got them. The break got them. Them not having it as easy in the ACC as they've been having it against some of the lesser opponents kind of got them. The brain is a very strong muscle.
It is. You're right. But aren't you thinking to yourself, and I think every fan going into halftime is thinking, okay, this team's showing you something. They're showing you that they have resiliency, that they're not allowing the ending of the Georgia Tech game affect them, because I don't think they outplayed North Carolina for 30 minutes, but
they weren't right there.
They weren't outplayed. It wasn't like nothing crazy. No, they went in the game and they had the lead, and you're going in the second half. You're like, okay, good. We have a chance to win the game on the road, and that would have been a big win. And it would have it might have been, to me, it would have been a statement win, saying that we understand what happened a week prior. We're over it. We came back and beat a very good North Carolina team. Drake May he's that dude.
Yeah,
he's that
great.
dude.
Yeah.
And they got some weapons.
And North Carolina, let's not take anything away from them. They're a great team. They're undefeated for a reason. I don't think they vastly outplayed the Hurricanes. I think the Hurricanes beat themselves more than anything, which leads to what Papa is saying in the YouTube live stream and what a lot of people have said. Mario Cristobal, a great coach, just maybe not the best game day coach, which I don't know if I totally understand that, because if you know that you're not the greatest in one area, you're going to try to find other people to help you in an area. So if you're not the greatest recruiter, you know what you go out and do. You get assistant coaches and other guys that are girls that are really good at recruiting. Same thing. If you know you're a great recruiter and you're a good motivator, but you're not a great X's and O's guy or a great game day coach, you got to get guys around you that are good game day coaches. It's just, I I think, they made that one mistake and it just kind of got in their head against Georgia Tech. And it's only one game. Now you go out there and you play good and you beat Clemson for the first time since, what was it, 2010? It was the last time that we were able to defeat Clemson in a game. You go out there and now everything seems a little bit better. Like I said, you made one mistake against Georgia. Well, two mistakes, but really one major mistake against Georgia Tech. You got beat by a top 10 ranked undefeated team on the road. You beat Clemson. You're okay. That's going to happen. It's a long season. And let's be honest, we're not where we want to be yet. I know everybody wants to say, oh, we're paying Mario Cristobal a ton of money. He's getting all these 5 stars. We should be in the national playoff, contention right now. We're not there yet. Can we be honest with that, Vlad? We're not one of those teams yet.
No,
we're not.
No, but you wanted to see how this team was going to be, especially going into after the bye. And the fact that you're the only team in the ACC, well, other than Duke, that was going to face both North Carolina and Florida State. And you were facing them on the road. So you had a chance to, with that Georgia, if you had beaten Georgia Tech, going into that game, it would have been 5-0, I believe. It would have been 5-0 and going into against Carolina.
Mm-hmm.
If you look at, now, if you lose the way you lose to Carolina, but you had beaten Georgia Tech,
you're okay.
You're all right, because you're looking at the game. Just a couple things we got to clean up. We were there. We had the lead against them.
We beat ourselves a little bit.
Right. You're looking at that loss to North Carolina a little bit different. But that loss comes on the heels of the loss to Georgia Tech.
Yeah.
Now you're looking at everything, through a magnifying glass. You're looking at everything because you're like, what's going on here? Because what the feeling that you had 3 weeks ago is not the feeling you have right now.
And the first couple of games, you were clean. You were playing well. Like I said, not ACC. That's part of the thing. But it seems like you made that one mistake and things have just kind of started to spiral. You were sloppy against North Carolina at times, but yet you were still in the game. So that's what I'm saying. I think the physical and the talent is where it needs to be for where it is now. It's not where we want it to be. It's getting there, but also the mental right now. This is where the coaches really need to do their job and get these guys mentally in the right space, especially against Clemson. Get a big win tonight against, even though it's a team that's not a typical Clemson team that we've gotten used to over the past decade, a very good Clemson team, a team that should have beat Florida State. If it weren't for them fumbling, scoop and score, and then the guy missing the field goal.
But good teams figure out a way to win.
It's true. Bad teams find ways to lose. Good teams find ways to win. And I've seen it happen a ton of times. I've seen bad teams outplay these good teams. And you're like, how'd they get so lucky? The good team always wins. Because good teams find ways to win. And psychologically, they have a will.
That loss to Florida State so bothers you. Huh?
To what?
LSU. Because you keep on saying, Clemson should have beaten Florida State.
No.
Yeah, it so bothers you.
I mean, LSU's lost other games since.
No, but you kind of want to emphasize that. Clemson should have beaten Florida State. And I'm like,
I'll watch. Well, the thing is, I'll watch the Clemson Florida State game because I was getting ready to come here and I couldn't party or do anything crazy. So I just it was the only thing on really. And I watched it and I was like, man, Florida State got away with one right there. But still, yeah. I mean, Tyler Van Dyke hasn't really looked that sharp over the past couple of weeks either. He's made a lot of mistakes. Everybody's just making mistakes. Got to get them in the right headspace. I really think it's the headspace right now. I think if you're at home tonight and you're Miami and you play your game, you are more than capable of beating this Clemson team. But if your head isn't in the right spot, that Clemson team is going to come in and they are going to hand it to you. So you get your head right, and I think you'll be all right. If you start seeing a lot of sloppy penalties, a lot of offsides, a lot of unsportsmanlike conduct, a lot of just bonehead. When I say bonehead, not terrible bonehead plays, but not the smartest plays. Not in the best space. You got to start worrying a little bit. If you feel like you're barely hanging on from the very beginning, once again, it's not a good sign.
Help the boys win tonight, man.
Make some noise.
Help the boys win their first home game in Mario's ACC UM record.
Yeah, I know.
Help Vlad.
Oh, you got a little something going?
You got a little. Yeah.
Sometimes you got to.
I mean, come on. I can't stand the fact that they have the Canes as a 3-point home dog.
3-point home.
That's disgusting.
Dog. All right. I believe in the Canes tonight. I believe they're going to get their head right.
Come on, man.
I believe in the Canes tonight. They're going to get their head right. They're going to be all right. I also said that about last week against North Carolina. Nonetheless,
no, well, you were kind of right. You were the first half. You were right.
I was proud of them going into halftime.
I was very happy. Let me tell you this,
right where they need to be.
And shout out to my boy Big Mike and his son Chris, who we were watching the game. and we were watching the game at a bar. I'm not gonna name the bar,
Okay.
but
You're more than welcome.
no, because I come to the realization every time we go to that bar, and for every Canes game, they've gotten their ass kicked.
Oh, they've lost. It's a losing bar.
It's
a loser bar.
Yeah, it was a losing bar.
Trust me, I go to a lot of loser bars.
But so they were struggling, right? And we're like, all right, man, we're about to leave. But they were starting to drive. I'm like, all right, look, man, if they have the lead, if they're leading like 21-7, I said, if they're leaving 21-7, we staying for the rest of the game. Right? They didn't, but they ended up staying. It was like 17-14. And we started thinking to ourselves, we're like, should we stay for the second half or leave? And like, now we already had it in our head that we were gonna leave. We should have left. We should have stayed because they were up when we were winning. I mean, when we were there, they were winning.
See,
so but we left. But that's what it is. Like it's gotten to the point with the Canes now that you're using superstition to try to help them win.
Are you going to the game tonight?
No, I can't. Well,
yeah, you're working.
I'm working.
You need to go. No, the worst is when you don't watch and your team always wins when you don't watch.
And of course, and you know,
you can't watch anymore because your team only wins when you watch. When you watch, they lose. When you don't watch, they win.
And of course, it also helps the fact that the station doesn't want to just give us tickets, like
Oh, I thought our station.
No, the station didn't even give me a ticket.
Our station doesn't have ACC network, so
all of a sudden now, Clemson was a very warranted ticket. Everybody wanted the Clemson ticket.
Questionable. I'll say questionable.
I'll be right.
No. Let's go to commercial. We'll go to commercial right now. Or maybe he's got a phone call. I mean, he wants to. Maybe he's taking bets. He's maybe taking online bets right now. I don't know what Vlad's doing half the time. I will say this. If you see the Canes come out and they look a little shook, or you feel like they're barely hanging on from the very beginning, that is a bad sign. If you see a team come out confident and look like themselves, well, then that is a very good sign.
I'm back.
Okay, I was just checking with you. So the worst superstition, though, good sign, confident Canes team that looks like themselves like they did in that opening game against Miami, Ohio. Bad sign, sloppy, not very confident, feel like they're barely hanging on even though the score is 0-0 early in the game. That is a bad sign for tonight's game. Hopefully we get the good sign Canes feeling themselves, swagging it out, looking good, doing good.
But I love my haters on the Twitch, man. I love Nick T. And JR, man.
I do kind of blame you a little bit.
Now you're blaming me for the loss last weekend because
you knew you weren't supposed to leave the bar. You were winning.
We will never go to that
about
bar.
It. If you speak it, you got to stick to it, man. Like I said, if I don't watch the Canes tonight and they win, well, then I can't watch them next week because they're going to win again. But if I watch and they lose, then I know that's my fault. Never mind the teams playing each other. That has nothing to do with anything.
They got to win tonight.
Do whatever it takes. Just win the game.
I don't care how you win. Listen,
I just want to get high
with with victory. Yes.
Let's get high on a victory.
That's the best strand in the world. Victory.
The victory strand.
Go
to
strand.
Your guy or girl and tell them, I want that victory strand.
I want that
tonight.
victory strand.
Go to Mario Cristobal if you see him. Anybody out there tailgating, you see him walking by.
Tell him you want to smoke that Clemson pack.
Say, yo, dude, I need that victory strand tonight. That victory. He'll know what you're talking about.
Absolutely.
You see a player out there. Say, man, you better be smoking from that victory strand tonight. I want to smoke from the victory strand. Do your part. Tell the Canes players, tell the coaches, tell the administrators.
Want that Clemson pack.
You want that Clemson victory strand tonight. That Tiger stuff.
That Tiger strand.
That's what I'm talking about. You let them know. They're not going to look at you like you're crazy. They know. When you tell someone you want that victory strand, you want that Tiger, they'll know.
Not Tiger Bone. Actually, Tiger Bone is good for you.
Okay. I'm just saying. Do your part. Let everybody. If you got posters right now, put them up. Sign them. I want that victory strand. Walk around with it. As you tailgate today, walk around with a sign that says, I want that victory strand. I want to smoke that victory strand tonight. Who's with me? See, that's how you get W's. And that's how you smoke the victory strand. Up next, we're going to do some something or nothing. That victory strand is something. I can't wait to smoke that victory strand tonight. I might even do it before the game's even over. Just to get
look at you.
Good mojo into the world.
What time at 4:20?
No, man. I got things to do tonight. I got to focus before I do victory strand and celebrate the Canes' victory. Here nor there. Something or nothing next. 560 WQAM.
Text WQAM on the Kendall Toyota text line at 305.
Luda. Always enjoy some Ludacris. Ooh, always enjoy a little something or nothing where I try to read my own handwriting and Vlad decides whether what I'm talking about is something or nothing. It's for your own good. For my own good, too. Get things started. It has been announced that Rob Gronkowski will be the new host of the LA Bowl later this year. Now, if you've never watched the LA Bowl, it is the bowl at SoFi Stadium in Los Angeles, previously hosted by Jimmy Kimmel. So it's kind of a bowl, but it also kind of mixes entertainment aspects into the bowl. And they've decided, I know we talked a lot about bowls today, but they've taken Jimmy Kimmel out, and Rob Gronkowski is going to be in as the host of the LA Bowl. Vlad, is that something or nothing?
That's nothing.
Why is it nothing?
I mean, he's the host. What does that mean? What's he gonna do? What's gonna happen? Is any craziness gonna happen at the LA Bowl?
Do you like foolishness going on during your football games, or do you like just straight up football?
I like straight up football.
I don't mind the Nickelodeon and stuff like that they do every once in a while.
I don't have kids.
Yeah,
Thank God.
I choose to watch that. I like the Manning Altercast. I actually watch the Manning
That's
Altercast.
all right. Sometimes, yeah, when Joe and Troy not doing it for me, but yeah, I mean, I just want to watch my game, man.
Okay.
I lay my wagers. I just want to see me win.
Oh, well, that's different. Duke quarterback Riley Leonard is going to be a true game time decision. They're going to work him out before the game to make the decision, but it is kind of unlikely that he's going to play. They're already saying that. Is that something or nothing?
Yeah, it's definitely something. If they have any chance of winning
against Florida State,
would have to be Riley Leonard because they got to put some points up. And if he's not, I think Florida State wins by double digits.
Is it something that they're saying it's unlikely he's going to play? Maybe trying to throw off Florida State a little bit, or maybe the gambling community a little bit, and maybe, oh, wow, he really did. He warmed up well.
I mean, I
can happen.
I think Florida State's going to be ready for them regardless.
Regardless?
Regardless.
So maybe it isn't something at all. It's nothing, Riley Leonard, but you need your firepower because Duke's good defensive team, very physical defensive team, not the greatest on offense.
Just like a truck, Sergey, I know how to pull out.
Oh, speaking of knowing how to pull out, or maybe not, Britney Spears' memoir, The Woman in Me, is coming soon. Some salacious excerpts have been released. Is that something or nothing?
Is she going to be
slinging them knives, maybe them fake knives? Don't call the cops.
She's going to swing those novel books like the knives?
Don't call the cops.
Yeah, it's something.
I'd say it's something.
It's something.
I like the fact that Britney Spears could be on top of the New York Times bestseller list very soon. I'm not going to read it. I'm not big into autobiographies. I know some people, that's their thing. I'm more into like fiction. I'm a classic fiction writer. Hunter S. Thompson.
You don't want to hear the facts about Britney. You don't want to hear her facts.
I can catch the excerpts. Yeah, I don't mind that. I don't mind that. But
you don't want to hear nothing bad about your New Orleans queen, dude.
I mean, she's not from New Orleans, but she's a Louisiana girl.
Yeah, Louisiana.
No. I mean, I know there's plenty bad about her. A lot of women from Louisiana got problems. A lot of women from South Florida got problems. A lot of guys have problems. I'm not an autobiography person that much. That's some people. That's all they read. Like I said, I like fiction, like Hunter S. Thompson, Charles Bukowski, Jack Kerouac, beat writers, stuff like that. It's just, the memoirs, I mean, reading about people's lives, it's okay. Speaking of lives, Snoop Dogg tells Jimmy Kimmel he has a global weed hookup, except in North Korea. Something or nothing.
Oh, that's something. I got to travel with Snoop. He has a global weed. That means anywhere in the world he can go to, he's got a weed connect.
He's got a person.
Because I always wonder about, those type of celebrities.
Because you can't travel with it. You're red flagged immediately.
Bro, I mean, number one rule, anywhere you go, you always got to know the drug laws in every place you go to.
You can ask a certain WNBA basketball player about not knowing the laws or not knowing what's in your bag.
What up, Britt? So
well, two things. Number one, you got to know the laws. Number one, that's the smartest thing. Number two, you got to have a guy or a girl.
Oh, you definitely got to have a girl.
A guy or a girl.
Definitely got to have. I don't trust the guy.
One that takes one for the team.
Oh, you're talking about that type of person.
Yeah,
you got to have a guy for that.
You got to have someone that's going to take it for the team. Like,
he's gonna. Yeah,
it's not going to be pretty, but at the same time, your life wasn't pretty before you were hanging out with me. So, like, things go down. You're the fall guy or girl. The bus gets pulled over. The baggage gets checked. Not only do I say it's you, but you volunteer and say, yeah, officer. That was me. Take me away. I'll take care of you. Don't worry about it. But you got to have that person. You're being silly if you don't. You should know the laws. And if you got a global connect, then you don't got to worry about that. You always travel clean.
Mm-hmm.
And you just go hit your person up, or their local affiliate.
Nah, that's something for Snoop. That's great to
needs
know.
it.
That's a great hookup.
I
to have.
wonder if Snoop would like just today be like, you know what? I'm going cold turkey for a week. Would he die? Probably not.
No, why we have to die? Why are we going to that end?
I'm just saying you don't detox
If
and
you
die,
if
right?
you're not gonna if
he
you
wouldn't
stop
be
smoking,
himself.
if you stop smoking weed, you're not gonna just like die
Well,
instantly.
because I know if you drink every day for like a decade and then you decide just to stop one day, you can't do that. Same thing with heroin. Well, heroin. Maybe.
Wait, what are we going? Yo, what is wrong with you?
I'm just saying, weed, it won't kill you if you stop cold turkey after like
No,
a
it
decade.
won't. That's it.
Okay, I
Why
was
are you
asking.
talking about Errol Flynn and all these other things? Stop.
Carolina Reaper pepper was recently discovered to be the hottest pepper in the world, 3 times hotter than the previous hottest pepper. Is that something or nothing?
Yeah, something I'm not gonna eat.
What are you going to do with that?
Why would you put that in your mouth?
You can't even touch
Pause.
it. You can't. No, you can't touch it. You can't cook with it. Can't be in the same room with it. It starts to irritate your eyes. I like spicy food. Don't get me wrong. Sometimes I go, if there's wings or whatever available, like some places, I don't know if they have it around here, Vlad, because I haven't had that many wings in South Florida, but some places you can go and get one wing of just like the hottest of hot. Like they'll let you sample one or let you buy one wing and be like, yo, I want the devil's sweat.
Why would you do that to your insides?
Because you want to see how hot and you want to test yourself. So I'll be like, yo, I need 10 super hot, another 10 911, and let me get one center of the earth.
No.
You take that center of the earth, give it a little bite.
Now,
see what happens.
I will say this. If I ever got to the point where I'm doing what's that that game show with the guy on YouTube where he puts a dab on a wing.
Oh, yeah.
That I would do that.
Okay.
I'll do that.
I like spicy food.
Because he's asking you questions and you're trying to read and you're also getting good wings at the same time. So can't beat that. You're kind of killing 2 birds with 1 stone. But no, I wouldn't put. Why would you want it the hottest of the hottest? Why would you? Why?
Take you to another level.
What level?
Hot level.
Volcanic level?
Yeah.
I'm not a volcano.
I know, but then now you know where the threshold is. So now you can kind of take it from there.
Oh, what's the next step there, Kuzan? What's the next step?
Take a step down. Take a step down. Or
what's the next step? I'm gonna walk on fire.
People have done that. People like to test themselves. Speaking of food, though, testing yourself, a British man, he recently wolfed down a 3,225 calorie breakfast, including 18 Yorkshire puddings. Is that something or nothing?
He took down 18 Yorkshire puddings?
And it was all and the whole breakfast was 3,225 calories. One meal.
Hey, that boy's about to use the bathroom for a minute.
How many? I mean, would you ever take a calorie challenge like that? Like,
no.
I like a food challenge every once in a while. Like,
I'm all right.
How many wings can you eat a pound burger, or just stuff like that? I'm cool. I eat a whole large pizza, whatever. That's easy. But that's too much, man. What do you do? How does your body process that?
It doesn't.
You
gotta have to have some herbal essence to help you along the way.
Competitive eating's not for me anymore. But I barely even go to buffets anymore, man. Like I to say barely, never go to buffets.
I would have
anymore.
never. Stand By Me is the reason why I'll never do competitive eating. The movie Stand By Me.
Oh yeah, that's disgusting.
No. Come on, man. That's too much pie, man.
A woman demands that the bride-to-be invite her and her dog to the wedding because the dog is family. Something or nothing.
I don't know where I fall on this.
I think we both fall at the same place.
I don't know where I fall.
You ain't bringing no nasty dog to my wedding.
Well, what size is the dog?
I don't know, man. It don't matter.
If it's a small dog,
one of those little frou-frou.
If it's a small dog, cool. But if it's a big dog, I don't know about that. I don't want no dog pooping down the aisle.
Last but not least, a woman sends a male friend an innocent picture on her cell phone, but due to an optical illusion, it ends up being an X-rated shot of her hoo-ha. Looks like an X-rated shot of her hoo-ha.
Hold on.
Something or nothing.
Hold on. Oh, it's a whole.
I've seen the picture.
It's something.
I've seen the picture.
So a lady friend sent her male friend a picture.
No. Just a platonic friend.
Yeah. A lady friend sent her male friend a picture of herself.
Yeah.
And just a regular picture.
Right. And there seemed to be some type of optical illusion.
So she sent the picture with the optical illusion.
She didn't. It just happened to be the way the light fell made it look like her crotch was exposed in the
The
picture.
way the light fell.
Yeah, it was an optical illusion. She didn't mean to do it. She sent an innocent picture. And now this guy's getting mixed messages because she didn't mean it, but because of the way the light fell, there was an optical illusion where she was showing the goods.
She wanted him to be. Yeah, I think she wants him to be his special lady.
If she hedging her bets, we're like, oh my God.
Nah, bro, that ain't no optical illusion. She knew what she was doing.
I don't know. She said it was innocent.
She was convert. That was a convert. Low key. That was a low key move by her.
That's kind of a cheap move right there.
Very,
if you're gonna send it, send it.
But you're gonna send.
You're not gonna send it.
You're sending some optical illusion.
Yeah,
What is it?
And then if it doesn't work out, be like, well, I didn't even mean to. That's because the way the light fell.
Some AI.
If you want to send it, send it.
Optical illusion.
Don't send it.
So it's an optical illusion of her private part.
Another thing is, if we're friends, don't send me pictures of yourself. Like Vlad, you and I don't send pictures of ourselves at events and doing things. She was doing.
What?
That's what I'm saying. She was doing dirty work.
No, bro, you're not sending. You sending pictures to the opposite sex.
Yeah, you're right. I mean, I don't send pictures to anybody.
You're trying to. Come on, man.
Like I take pictures of like my bunnies and beers that I'm drinking.
A girl is not sending a picture
That's
to
true.
a friend.
There was no optical illusion.
There was no optical illusion.
That
She
was
went,
hers.
she was shooting her shot.
Welcome to the promised land.
There it is.
Gonna finish things out this next hour. Get you ready for Canes, Clemson Tigers next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
It's time for Sports Day.
Beautiful day. Sky falls, you feel like it's a beautiful day.
Turn it up. It's Sports Day with Dan Day.
Miami Hurricanes, Clemson Tigers, 8 o'clock tonight, Hard Rock Stadium. I need this win for so many reasons. Number one, Hurricanes, let's end this little small downward spiral. Number two, let's end Clemson's quote-unquote legacy and stranglehold they've had on the ACC for the past decade or so. Number three, put Dabo Swinney in his place. Oh, I'm not a big hater of a lot of people. I don't like Nick Saban, but who does outside of Alabama? I don't like Dabo Swinney because his smugness and his have to prove everything to everyone. You ever notice that? Like whenever he beats SEC teams, he always goes, "We're just proving that we can beat SEC teams. We can hang with the SEC." Like if you're proving it, you don't have to say it. Like when you say things, you are proving it. You are proving it. Also, I just want the Canes to win. I mean, Clemson, whatever. I like Trevor Lawrence. I think he's a cool guy. Whatever, Sunshine. DJ kind of Ungalele, he's doing a great job over there now that he got out of Clemson.
Where is he in Oregon?
It's Oregon State.
Oregon State.
Pac-12, baby. Represent. Pac-2. Nonetheless, so if you're a Hurricanes fan, I have no problem with when those Clemson Tigers come out and Dabo Swinney and his white horse thinks he's the God Almighty, greatest thing to ever happen to South football. If you boo the hell out of them, that's good-natured being a fan. Boo the hell out of Clemson if you're the Miami Hurricanes. Cheer the hell out of your Hurricanes, represent them, but boo the hell out of Clemson. I will tell you this, though, but I saw something interesting earlier today when I was playing around on social media because, you know, I am a graduate of LSU. LSU tonight plays Army. They host Army. And there was an article written in the Baton Rouge paper called The Advocate that said, tonight, I know it's a tradition to boo the other team when they come out of the tunnel, but tonight we need to break that tradition and not boo the players of Army. I found that interesting. Probably don't have to say that, but it's interesting. Think about it. I wonder if anybody ever does boo Army, Navy, or Air Force whenever the football team comes to town, of course.
Yeah, I do.
Do you have a problem with booing?
I don't have a problem with booing. Boo them.
I mean, it is technically just a football team. When I say technically,
the uniform that they're wearing is not the uniform that's being used in battle.
I mean, they're still serving our country, for goodness sake.
That's beautiful. This is a football field, not a battlefield.
Technically, it's a football battlefield.
In a battlefield, there are numbers that say 50, 40, 30 end zone. There is not a gentleman in stripes that says touchdown or not. You don't get a penalty. You might get a bullet.
Mm-hmm. So you
or
have no problem booing.
Yeah, I don't have a problem.
Once again, don't take this out of context.
You
have no problem booing Army, Navy, or the Air Force.
I have no problem booing the football players of the Army, Navy, and Air Force.
And just for the record,
and basketball players and softball players and any of the athletics that they play.
You are strictly booing on the competitiveness of the college sport that is being played. I'm just making sure, Vlad. I don't want to get in trouble here.
No, I'm just reading Sergey.
Okay. I just want to make sure these people, God bless them, serving our country. We love you, but we're going to boo the hell out of you because
I'm booing.
This is a competitive sport.
Fam.
Have your back all the way.
Listen.
Outside of the stadium.
Listen, do you understand that when the Army, Navy, and Air Force are battling, they're battling for the country, the team of the United States. So they form a team for a country. But when they're playing an athletic event, I don't care. They could be going against, if they're going against the University of Miami, I am booing the Navy. If they are going against the University of Miami, I am booing the Army. If they are going against the University of Miami, I am doubly booing the Air Force. I don't know why I'm doubly booing, but I'm just going to be like, you know what? I just want to doubly boo you. That's it. This is not against the opposition. This is not against like the Taliban or any of these people. No, this is not against North Korea. This is not a battle. This is not a game. The winning and losing in the football field is a different winning and losing than in the battlefield.
So in a way, you are an American hero, Vlad, because when these men and women, mostly men, because it's men's football, take to the battlefield, they're going to hear and see far worse than you booing them at Hard Rock Stadium. So technically, you're kind of battle testing them and getting them battle ready when you boo them.
You're acting like these football players are also going to be taking like artillery and going into war. No, they're not. Not all of them.
Most of them are going to be generals and higher up.
Not all of them. Not all of them.
Okay. I was just wondering if you feel as though it's okay to boo the military force football teams.
Nick T hit her on the head, bro. You know what's worse than getting booed? Getting shot
That's why I said you're an American hero. You're preparing them. You're toughening them up. You're getting them ready for what may be to come. It's going to be worse.
Yeah, exactly. They're students they become officers. They're not there for war. They're not going there for war. But yeah, I'm booing. Boo. Boo.
You're booing the team.
I'm booing them. You're
booing the opponent.
I am booing the athletic team. Yes, I am not booing the institution, the university, or,
And now, after the University of Miami defeats one of the armed forces, do you at the end when they're walking off the field give them one of the... Give them a little cheer? Because I ain't cheering Clemson
know how
no
it
what.
works.
I ain't cheering Clemson no matter what. I ain't cheering Clemson tonight. Win or lose.
But they're not the military. But no, why would you want to cheer them on? No, they
played a good game.
And who cares? What are you turning? You turn into like mothers of the 1990s in the early 2000s? You want everybody to get a participation award?
Okay.
Jeez.
Okay, so if anyone's watching from LSU, Louisiana, I know there are people that do it because, I have family and friends there. Feel free to boo the Army tonight.
But whoever that was, a fan of what team? Of what university?
It was LSU.
LSU?
The local paper wrote, do not
LSU.
boo the other team tonight.
I think you guys had nothing but this must have been a slow week in Baton Rouge. It must have been a very slow week in Baton Rouge, and somebody must have been drinking some of Pappy's cough syrup and decided to write kind of a ridiculous article. Because yes, we will boo the athletic teams of any armed forces because they're the athletic team.
Didn't expect to touch a nerve right there, but I sure did. Good job. Okay, got it. Go ahead and boo the Army, the Navy, the Air Force.
They're working my cousin a little too much, man. He's getting delirious right now.
Let's get to the headlines. Let's do this part of the headlines that we usually do in the final hour. It's kind of headlines, but we also kind of give us a little prediction on what we're going to be getting into tonight. The Panthers, they play the Canucks. It's their second home game of the season at Emirates Bank Arena. 7 o'clock. Vlad, who you got winning this one?
I got the Panthers winning.
I do too.
3-1.
I got them winning by 1 goal. I can't say how many, but I got 1 goal on them. Bobrovsky's been great ever since Brendan Tobin's been on vacation. We'll be fine.
Oh man, did you see that performance Thursday night? The minute Tobin said he was going on vacation.
I also like the fact that the Panthers were extremely aggressive from the get-go the other night. I mean, you could tell they were out for goals and blood, man. I liked that. It made me happy. Big game tomorrow, 8:20.
Can't wait.
Eagles, Dolphins. Eagles 2 points favorites at home. Who you got, Vlad?
This is a tough one, bro.
Yeah, it really is.
This is a coin flip. I'm not
like I said, I wouldn't be surprised no matter what happens.
After I saw the Eagles game, obviously watching the Jet game, I just can't see them putting up 2 back-to-back performances like that.
Okay.
But
let me give you this.
But let me say my but.
Okay, I was gonna give you a chance.
But this Dolphins team, they got a little swag about them that is very, very, if you're the rivals of the Dolphins, very worrisome. They got a swag about them. Both coach and quarterback feel very comfortable in their position. Like, they're very comfortable. Like, this is Mike McDaniel's team, and this is Tua's team. This is national TV. I think they want to shut the naysayers up. They want to shut people who will say, "Oh, you guys you can feast on these Carolina Panthers, New York Giants, Denver Broncos of the world, but when you go against real competition like Buffalo or Philadelphia, you don't show up." I think they're gonna show up in an upset because they're the underdog. But if you really look at it, 2-point underdog really means in a neutral site, you might be a favorite, a 1-point favorite. I think the Dolphins win 27-24.
I think the Dolphins defense saves the day and you win 28-27. And on the last drive of the
Wait,
game
did we both have the same score?
No, I said 28-27.
Oh, you said 28-27.
Yeah.
Okay, I said 27-25. So okay. I respect it.
And everybody's going to say, hey, defense, bend, don't break. Bend, don't break. I don't know. We'll see. Jeremy Shockey, today's honorary captain for the Canes Clemson game. That kicks off at 8 o'clock. Pregame starting in a couple of minutes at 4 o'clock. Ah, man, you got Jeremy Shockey in the house. Come on.
You got to win for dual shock power, baby.
Shockey's going to walk on the sidelines like, don't make me. Don't make me.
The Canes haven't done well when former players have come by, have they?
But Jeremy Shockey, that's a different story.
This is dual shock power.
That's hardcore. Lionel Messi playing tonight for Inter Miami. Charlotte FC, 6 o'clock.
15 minutes of Messi.
You will be all over that game with the help of Messi. Charlotte needs this win, maybe some goals, maybe some help to get into the playoffs. What you got tonight?
4-2 Charlotte.
How many goals for Messi?
1, and then he sits.
Yeah, Messi's getting a goal tonight.
He gets a goal and then he sits.
Leave you something sweet to leave, a little sweet taste in your mouth.
Yeah.
Leave you something sweet at the end of the season. It's like that girl, she leave you something sweet.
She give you a little kiss.
Give you something to think about when she's
Little
gone.
bit sauce.
When she's going away for a vacation, she give you a little sugar. And you be thinking you taste that sugar on your lips.
He's not that tired, man.
He's fine. He scored 2 for Argentina.
He's not that tired. He
He
scored a brace in a qualifying match. He's not that tired.
Come on.
He's not that tired.
Bro, country and club. Give me a week where we get country and club from Lionel Messi. We already got the country. Let's get the club.
Bro, we're missing a good UFC battle tonight, right now.
I've heard that's happening
right now. Usman is walking into the
they're fighting. Where are they fighting? In Saudi Arabia?
But they're fighting.
Some place where human rights are just totally annihilated.
Yeah. Where you have to start the matches at 2 p.m. in the afternoon.
Because different time zone. I don't know. Moscow.
Where human rights.
Fight to the death. Who cares? Okay, well, let's talk about some more things that are happening. We got a big baseball game tonight, actually. The D-backs come all the way back and take a 3-2 lead.
It's a deuce.
Yeah, they come back and take a 3-2 lead, or the Phillies do what they have to do, get that win tonight at 8 o'clock. Get that win. Who wins between the Diamondbacks and the Phillies?
I don't know, because
baseball's hard to predict.
If you told
I think Wheeler's pitching tonight, though. So if that helps
no. Wheeler's pitching and the Phillies win.
If Wheeler's wheeling, I'm going with the Phillies. Let's just put it out there right there. Wheeler's wheeling tonight, so I got the Phillies. Tomorrow night, you get Astros trying to close out the Rangers after the Astros won last night, 3-2. They're up series 3-2. Who do you have winning tomorrow night?
Astros finish it, man. They beat the Rangers 2-0.
I don't know. Yolandis Garcia's mad. I'm going to take the Rangers to push it to 7. Good old Texas
Dude,
shootout.
if they win, listen. If the Rangers win Game 6, then Game 7, who do you think picking? Because that means every road team would have won every game this series.
Baseball's a weird sport, man. Last but not least, NASCAR returns to Homestead Miami Speedway this weekend. We're pulling for Bubba Wallace, right?
Of course.
Okay, I'm just making sure.
We always rooting for Bubba.
Lewis Hamilton in F1, Bubba Wallace in NASCAR.
The brothers.
I just like those two guys. I'm trying to think, what are some other sports where you can definitively, like in tennis, we love Coco Gauff, but we also like Jessica Pegula.
Naomi Osaka.
Naomi Osaka, although I need to watch that documentary. For the men, Nick Kyrgios is my guy when it comes to tennis. Trying to think of some of the other individual sports where I like people. What's another good individual sport that people don't know that much
Simone
about?
Biles.
Oh, one of the baddest of the bad ones of all time. Yeah. Can't cheer, man. She's going to kill it in Paris, man. That was a fugazi year when she was in Japan and she couldn't be around her family and everything like that. She's gonna take home some gold. I can't wait for Simone Biles. I don't know who my favorite men's gymnast is. Wait till the Olympics gets closer. I don't know, man. I'm just, we'll figure it out as we go. As stories pop up, we'll go and get into it. But honestly, we've been talking about sports for these past couple minutes. I've been really wanting to get to this story in the day spa. Vlad, go ahead and open up that email that I sent you. It's called Grandma.
Oh, Jesus.
Dude.
I'm telling you, man, this whole day, it's something about you and matures.
Maybe that's it. I've been watching Golden Bachelor, and now I'm starting to get into the mature scene of my life.
Something with you and the matures.
Look at this. A 65-year-old woman swears by her anti-aging workouts, and she oftentimes goes out and shares outfits with her 22-year-old granddaughter.
All right, so she's the one in the left
I mean,
because her daughter. Oh my God.
those 3 generations, they're not. It doesn't look like there's a big gap.
Nah, them generations were generation. They were generating.
Like, imagine meeting her at a bar and she tells you, like, yeah, I'm on this anti-aging workout. I'm 65. But that's gonna be. I'm gonna have to buy another drink for her and I.
Very nice.
But I mean, all the kid, they're obviously all had their daughters in their 20s because she's 65
Even her sister's beautiful.
and her granddaughter's 22. So that means she probably 20, basically.
Wait, she's 65, dog granddaughter's 22. That's good. Yeah.
So that means every
20
20 years. Hey,
Good score. Good score. Good score.
hopefully we get a good score from the Canes tonight against the Clemson Tigers. We're going to talk about that next here on 560 WQAM.
smoking, sweating in his bed like done Loki, thinking to himself what done provoked him. His thoughts was racing like
All righty, tonight it is all about the U. Seriously. Need this win because, as we've been saying all day, you're going to feel really good if you win. Like maybe you righted the ship and everything is okay. If you lose, you're on a 3-game losing streak, and then things have just really unraveled ever since you didn't take that knee. Now, that's words to live by, not just in football, but in life. Sometimes you take the knee and things go
No, because
wrong.
hold on.
I was talking about just life in general.
No,
Sometimes you don't take that
certain,
knee and things
there's
go
certain
wrong.
knees you don't take that are very, very, very smart.
But sometimes you don't take the knee and it ends
Like
up
Steven
costing you.
Jackson's, right? You know?
I'm just saying. Yeah. But what do the Hurricanes need to do to win tonight? What do the Hurricanes need to do to ensure the best chance of winning tonight?
Let's make sure that Tyler Van Dyke's going to play tonight.
Tyler Van Dyke plays well tonight. That helps. But, man, it's as simple as just establish the running game. And, man, the DBs just need to step up. And they had a rough week last week.
Okay, so just coming in from like 40 minutes ago. Miami quarterback Tyler Van Dyke will be a game-time decision against Clemson football on Saturday.
Wow. He was dealing with that leg issue, but Mario Cristobal is quick to shut that down and say he'll be ready to roll. Well, now he's not so ready to roll.
No, he's not. This is coming from ESPN and also the Greenville News in Greenville, South Carolina. So
gives you a very, very slim chance of winning tonight if Tyler Van Dyke doesn't play. I'll be honest with you. Hard to win with your backup quarterback day of. So Tyler Van Dyke needs to play. We got that. That's a major part of the game. Really now have to establish the running game. DBs need to play a little bit better. Whew. That is something right there. Tyler Van Dyke could possibly be out. I'm guessing it's stemming from that leg injury that he sustained over the past week or so.
Yes, sir. Thank you for putting it out there. So I had to check it out. I'm not going to just go and just read something and just, hey, somebody said this. No, I'm going to check it out and make the announcement. So,
man, that is tough
looking
right
out
there. That is tough right there. Now, once again, game time decision. That's not saying he's not going to play. That's saying that.
Right. But if you think about it, like for the past 3.5 hours, we were thinking about this game as if Tyler was going to start. There was no problem with him. And
I believe the coach when he said, but he's going to be ready to roll. No worries.
Well, maybe that was the problem.
Almost dismissing it. It seemed like he's going to be ready to roll. We're going to be fine. And now apparently it is an issue. Maybe it's a smoke. What do you call it?
A smoke screen?
Smoke screen. Yeah. I was going to say smokestack, smoke cloud, smoke screen saying, you know what, maybe they have to prepare. Maybe it's going to throw them off a little bit, but oh man, going to be hard without Tyler Van Dyke. And once again, now you're really going to have to rely on the running game. Your DBs need to play better. Clemson, you got Derek Shipley. I know that they got the running back, but he's more of like a hybrid running back. He doesn't run as much. He's more of like a dual threat kind of run, a little more pass taken from the backfield. Clemson hasn't been the most physical team this year. Maybe you got to get in there and get after him, Bane. Get your hands on some people, push him around. Even though you're a freshman, you are a man. Knock him around and get him going. Tyler Van Dyke, though, that's the big news. Game time decision. Just hearing about this. Maybe it's his leg. Maybe it's not. I mean, but it has to be something about his leg. I mean, that's what the issue was supposedly earlier this week. And Mario Cristobal just totally shut it down. So it makes things a little tougher right there for the Hurricanes. You are at home. You are home dogs. What is it? A 2-point dogs at home?
Yes, 2-point dogs at home.
That line might move real quick because once again, pregame starts at 4. Kickoff starts at 8 right here on 560 WQAM. Big question marks now entering the game. It was supposed to be what are the defensive backs going to do? The other question was, can the offensive line and the running game get going? Now the question is also, will Tyler Van Dyke play? Major shot to my confidence right there, Vlad. When I say a shot, not a shot, a boost, not a boost. Shot down to my confidence. I was pretty confident telling you, man, I feel as though this Hurricanes team, they get their mind right. They'll be all right. Now I'm saying, whew. Is that bad? Not good. Not good.
It's not good.
Not good. And like I said, even if he's a game time decision, that's meaning he's probably not playing 100%. Almost guaranteed he's not playing 100% because he wouldn't be a game time decision.
I mean,
if he's 100%.
like you said, this could all be,
smoke screen.
smokescreen. This is to have Clemson out of mind.
Yeah, it is jarring. I mean, it's jarring us right now.
I mean, it's jarring because that's not what when you. One thing I'm realizing with head coaches, don't believe anything that's said.
That's true too.
Don't believe anything that comes out of their
This
mouth.
team's reeling a little bit. Maybe they're looking for any advantage they can get.
They could just be playing mind games with Clemson, make them think that they prepared for one thing and then now they have to prepare for something else. Jets did that with the Eagles last week when the Eagles found out Sauce Gardner was out with the concussion. I think that might have changed their game plan. So when maybe right now, as Clemson's on their way to Hard Rock Stadium, maybe the defensive coordinator and Dabo Sweeney have a different game plan on attacking that Miami offense if they think that Tyler Van Dyke's not going to be there. Plus, they got to make sure that they were able to prepare for their backup quarterback. So anything's up right now. And who knows? Backup quarterback plays well. Everybody loves quarterback controversy in any sport, in college or NFL, in any town. Nobody's more beloved than the backup quarterback.
It's your chance to shine. Time to step it up and do some things. But that's tough right there, man. That is tough, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. It's going to be an interesting game now. You got 4-2 teams. Clemson and the Miami Hurricanes kicking off at 8:00. Miami,
ACC network, guys. ACC network.
Definitely wanting that win. It would be their first ACC home win in the Mario Cristobal era. And then next week, definitely not getting ahead of ourselves now, Virginia comes to town at a to-be-determined time. That's put on that 6-day hold, depending on what happens. The U, though, nonetheless, this is one of those games you got to go in there and just take care of business. Clemson's good, not great. At points, they've been unbeatable in the past. They are not that unbeatable Clemson team they have been from the past. This is your chance at home to protect home turf, to get that big win, to get to 5-2, to kind of end the bleeding, because I do feel as though we're bleeding a little bit, even though it's only been one game since the kneel down fiasco. Get your mind right. Don't make sloppy, and especially if Tyler Van Dyke's not all at 100% our game time decision, then the mental mistakes have to just be at a very, very minimum. No sloppy play. Get the running game going. Francis Mauigoa, we're going to lean on you. Let's push some people around. Cam Kinchins, hopefully you're a little more healthy this week and get some stops. All right, we're going to try to figure it all out. We've got one more segment before it is the Hurricanes pregame, and that is next here on Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Listen to Messi and Inter Miami games here.
The whistle sounds. Messi approaches. He goes.
Yesterday's price is not today's price.
Wrapping up the show before the Canes Tigers pregame gets started. Kickoff between Miami and Clemson going to be at 8 o'clock right here on 560 WQAM. Crazy fun weekend, hopefully, here in South Florida. Got some crazy good games on right now. Ohio State look like they're about to put the finishing touches on Penn State. Ohio State number 3 in the nation, Penn State number 7. Penn State catches a touchdown with about 30 seconds left. It is going to probably be a 7-point game with about 30 seconds left.
No. Penn State and James Franklin are messing around with me. First, they're looking at that touchdown to see if he had possession of the ball before he went out of bounds. And second, they're gonna go for 2.
Yeah,
they're gonna go for 2 because they think that by going for 2, they get it. It'll be 20-14, and then somehow they
clearly caught the ball.
No, he didn't. The ball moved.
Let's see. They're calling it right now. Touchdown.
Okay.
Clearly caught the ball.
Okay.
Stand by my statement. Because
the ball was moving, but they call touchdown. Now, are they going to go for 2 or are they going to go for 1 and then the onside kick?
The smart thing would be to go for the field goal, make it a 7-point game, and then try to tie the game. But they look like they're going to try to go for 2 and then try to get the onside kick, score, and win. Okay.
And for those who have Ohio State -6, this is very important.
This is a very important play for Vlad right now. So there's a lot of money on the line, even though there is still an ensuing onside kick and possibly other plays. As we know, 29 seconds is a world of time in college football, especially if you don't kneel the ball. They throw a swing pass, they throw a double swing, and you're okay, Vlad. They knock down the 2-point conversion.
That's what you get. Should have went for 1.
Should have. Now you got it. Well, no, that does make sense because now you can still go for the 2-point conversion on the next one if you get.
You could have gone for the. That's what I'm saying. If you're gonna go for the 2-point conversion,
save it for the last play.
Save it for the last play where you're gonna go for the win.
Maybe they're just trying to cover the spread, Vlad. You don't know.
Oh, they even cover the spread.
Part of that all bookie team. Imagine if they had that, the all bookie team, like guys you can just rely on, man.
That's a great way. That's a great team. The all bookie team.
We might be onto something. The
guys that always cover the spread for some apparent reason.
As a gambler, you can always count on him to make or miss a field goal at the right time, or make a touchdown, or throw deep. Go with that. Okay, so Tyler Van Dyke, a game time decision. That's got us a little. What's happening today in the South Florida sports world besides that? Well, the big one right now, let's talk about it. 8 o'clock tonight, Clemson Tigers, Miami Hurricanes, Tyler Van Dyke, a question mark. We're going to find out more as time goes on. Of course, you're going to have the game day experience right here. That is going to be pregame starting at 4 o'clock, kickoff at 8 o'clock, postgame going to go till 1, 2 o'clock in the morning. They've got you covered. Tonight also, if you want some soccer/football action, Vlad's going to be all over the Inter Miami Charlotte FC game. Lionel Messi expected to play. That is at 6 o'clock up in North Carolina. You want some hockey action? You can actually go see that in person or listen to it on 790 The Ticket or whatever station is called, Musica Libre, 790 AM. Just look for it. You've got the Panthers and the Canucks. That starts at 7 o'clock. Tonight, you got Duke, Florida State. If you're a Florida State, I know we got a lot of alums down here. They got that. Tomorrow, Vlad and I will be back on noon to 4. Then at 4 o'clock, game day uncensored, the pregame to Dolphins, Eagles. Biggest game of the week in the NFL. Maybe the biggest game of the season so far in the NFL. That's going to be fun. I don't even know, Vlad. I'm throwing for a loop. I want Tyler Van Dyke to play. I want the Hurricanes to win. I want the Panthers to win. I want Inter Miami to win, even though it doesn't mean anything. Messi, go ahead and score a goal. And I really want the Dolphins to win tomorrow. In this order, Canes and Dolphins, 1 and 2, next to each other, A and B. Then I really want the Panthers to win, and then I want Inter Miami to win. That's fair. Inter Miami, they're not playing for anything other than pride.
Yeah, just win.
Just win.
I mean, win for the Apple Plus contract. How about that, Messi?
There you go. Add to your allure. Add some more goals in your life. So there's a lot going on. Like I said, this could be a really good weekend in South Florida. Could also be a pretty bad weekend. You get those wins with the Canes, the Dolphins especially, you're feeling good about yourself.
Well, listen. Let's start with one day from the weekend. Let's start with tonight. Let's get a Canes victory, a Panthers victory, Inter victory. Well, you're going into Sunday. Remember, because you're the last game on Sunday night.
Yep.
You're the last game on Sunday. So you have a long time, and you get to hear us get you ready for this tomorrow afternoon, starting at noon, and then game day uncensored following us at 4 p.m. and lead you right to the kickoff. So
you'll have plenty of coverage tomorrow. We're going to cover and talk about what happened in the Canes game tonight. Hopefully it's a celebration. We're going to, of course, get you ready for it. Dolphins, Eagles. Are we ready to arrive as one of the elite teams in the NFL, or are we still trying to figure it all out? Was Buffalo an anomaly, or was Buffalo kind of what we are, a measuring stick? I don't know. We both feel good about definitely the Dolphins tomorrow. Canes, let's see what happens with Tyler Van Dyke. I still think this team gets their mind right and plays right. And I'm talking about the Canes tonight. Still think they probably get it done. Vlad, let's hope. I'm going to be listening because we're also going to be working here. I usually ask you what you're doing tonight. I'm not asking.
You know what I'm doing.
I know
what you're doing.
That's why, like the excitement of, ooh, what are we getting into tonight? How much am I going to spend on a vegan meal tonight? There's no excitement about that.
But I did get tickets for the Canes game, so I can go right after.
Oh, you do?
Enter Miami.
Oh.
Yes.
Somebody came through, or?
Oh, somebody that was supposed to have remembered and came through.
Taking care.
Thanks, P. I appreciate that, P.
Okay. That is what I'm talking about. If not, you can listen to the game right here on 560 WQAM. If you're going out to tailgate, drink plenty of water.
And Celsius.
Stay hydrated.
And Celsius.
I've been living off that stuff the past couple of days because we have been working hard here at the radio station, and my insides definitely feel like I've been drinking a lot of energy drinks.
That's not good, man. You need to go work that out.
I know. I'm actually going to go to the gym for a little bit before this Panthers game, which and I'll be honest with you, Vlad. People think I'm joking when I say this. The worst part of my day is working out.
Why is that?
I hate it. I hate working out. It's worse than waking up with a hangover. It's worse than going to bed mad. I'm trying to think of things I don't like. Most of my day is pretty awesome, except for when I work out. But you got to do it. Got to stay in shape. Got to look good. You got to keep this slim figure that I have. I'm not going to take off my shirt right now. I'm about to go to the gym.
We already got light. We don't need that.
Maybe when I get off, I'll unwind by watching another episode of Golden Bachelor.
Nick T, no, we don't sleep at the station. There's no tent. They might as well be there.
Yeah, I've never slept at the station.
I mean, there's other stories.
Yeah. But okay, Canes, take care of business first.
Canes take care of business tonight.
Let's
TVD comes back. I think he's a game time decision. I think he plays, and we finally get Mario his first home game within the conference.
Let's worry about it in sequential order. Inter Miami, Messi, we love you. Let's go. Panthers, let's take care of the Canucks. Get that second home win of the season.
Let's start a home ice advantage, though, where people know they come.
Oh, we got it.
They come to
let the rats fly.
They come to Sunrise. They know that they're not gonna have a good time.
No, indeed. You're not on vacation down here. You're coming to take your whoopings. Canes, TVD, Mario Cristobal. Get your mind right, play right. Let's get that first ACC home win in the Mario Cristobal era. And let tomorrow take care of itself. That's enough for tonight. Vlad, that's enough for today. I'll see you tomorrow at noon
I'll see
here.
you in another hour.
On Sports Day 560 WQAM.
Later, fools.
Join Dolphin safety Javon